It's the probiotic.
Tell me!
It's really hard to get the skin off. It's just pretty impossible. Look at the state of that there.
Good afternoon. How can I help you?
How on earth do they get the skin off each and every grapefruit segment? Do you know? This is a deafening silence.
Right, it says here the grapefruit was known as the shaddock until the 19th century.
The Shaddock?
Yes,
That's not a good name.
I
I can
know.
understand why they changed it. I wouldn't buy a tin of Shaddocks.
No, it doesn't sound appealing, does it?
Shaddock segments and light syrup. No, thank you, sir.
Have you ever tried to skin a grapefruit segment? I just had a go myself with a real grapefruit. If I had to pack a whole tin, I'd be there for 4 hours.
Well, maybe I shall tell our merchandising team that we need to charge people a lot more because the people that we employ to peel our grapefruits need a pay rise then.
This is not the response I expected.
Well, I'm intrigued myself now to find out how. I would imagine it's done by a machine.
Can you tell me where they come from?
I have no idea, but I'm going to Google it. Now, it looks like it actually comes from Swaziland.
Swaziland?
Yeah. Is that Germany?
So you've got some grapefruits here? Lovely. They're your grapefruits?
Yes, Mama.
I was wondering if you could help me.
About what?
It's about grapefruits. How do they get the skin off the grapefruit segments?
It's simple, they just take it out.
Simple?
Yeah. It's
Really?
simple. Yeah.
Can we have a go now? I buy one and we try and peel it?
I can't.
Yeah, okay, come on. Would you like to peel one too? Come on. You have a go too.
Okay.
Try and get the skin off as cleanly as you can. If they did it like this, goodness me.
difficult.
Yeah, it would take forever.
I think mine is perfect.
Look, I've got a bit of... Oh, I've messed that one right up. Hello, I'm Kate.
I'm Gert Abner. Gert Abner.
I've never ever seen fruit picked with so many machines on the go.
Well, the machines are only doing the bulk movement. It's actually labor that does the physical work to pick the fruit.
Actually pick
Yeah.
every single grapefruit off the trees.
Yeah. Well, in this operation, not so much picking it. They actually shake the trees.
Can we go and see?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Lead the way. Whoa!
Yeah,
okay.
mind. You might get some on your head as well.
Do you ever get a grapefruit on your head? No? Knocked out by a grapefruit?
Yeah, it might happen sometimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
like that. So that is a perfect grapefruit segment without a single bit of skin or pith on it.
Yeah.
Is each and every single segment peeled by hand?
Yeah. But that you'll have to go and see in the factory how they do that. Yeah.
Hello. Is this the grapefruit factory?
Pardon me?
Grapefruit factory. Yeah? Ah, hello.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Kate.
Hi, Kate. Nice meeting you. My name is Sabelo.
Sabella.
I'm the production manager at Swaziland.
Okay,
Follow me.
excellent. Look at them go, zipping through. Hey, hello. How do you peel a grapefruit? Can you show me? It's so much easier to take off the peels now that it's been blanched. It's really soft. It's like doughy peel. Oh my goodness, are you on your second one already? Right, is that okay?
No, it's not.
No? Okay.
The segments you get out of the tins, they're like so uniform and they're so nicely peeled without the pith. I mean, when I was doing it, it took a long time, but I just couldn't get them kind of so perfect.
It'll be a machine that's specifically designed for cutting fruit out. I mean, for somebody to sit there and sort of cut all those out manually, it's going to be quite time consuming. It will be done by machine, will that?
So how do we remove the membrane?
We have to remove the membrane. So the membrane, we remove it using chemicals.
With chemicals?
Yes, food-grade chemicals. This chemical is called hydrochloric acid. What hydrochloric acid does is to dissolve the membrane. Feel it now, it is slimy, you see?
Yeah, it's breaking
It's starting
away.
to break already. Acid,
Can I
yes.
eat this now?
I won't advise you to eat it now because it is already soaked in hydrochloric acid.
How long could I hold this grapefruit for?
Say 2 hours or so.
Because these guys are wearing gloves.
Yes, because a prolonged contact may end up causing peeling off of the skin.
Okay, so it wouldn't only just take the skin off the grapefruit segment,
That's
it would start eating my own
It
skin.
will start eating your own skin.
What you can do is if you just dip that coin into the acid.
Is this not like defacing the Queen? Could I not be hung for this? She's not the Queen of Scotland anyway. It's amazing how much of an impact just a few seconds in acid that's had on the coin.
Yeah, and that's not, I mean, we've made quite a dilute solution that we've got here as well. So obviously if you were to put that in something that was much stronger, you'd see much more of a kind of, you know, a vigorous kind of reaction going on.
Let us now look at what happens after the hydrochloric acid treatment. Inside that canopy is caustic soda. That sliminess, caustic soda washes away.
I mean, I recognise caustic soda as something that is in drain cleaner.
Yes.
The peel is just
Yes.
breaking away, isn't it? Can I eat this
You
now?
can eat this one.
I
You
can eat it.
yes.
I can eat it.
Because caustic soda has neutralized the hydrochloric acid, so it's neutral.
So I can eat
You
it.
can eat that.
I still just don't get how using something that tells me to immediately call a poison centre in my food can be safe.
Okay, well basically, although acids on their own can be quite dangerous and alkalis on their own can be quite dangerous.
But quite dangerous, very dangerous, poison centre dangerous.
But if you add the same amount of an acid to an alkali, what you will get is something called neutralisation occurring. And that means you end up with something with a very neutral pH that's neither acidic nor alkali, which is very similar to, say, water. And at that point, it will be totally harmless. And that the final product that they're making is very safe for the customer to eat.
You won't die.
I can't taste any acid, which is a good thing.
After opening,
Empty out unused contents into a suitable container. That suitable container would be my mouth. There's a bit of kind of nice symmetry and alchemy in there too, in the acid alkaline. It all comes out neutral, a bit like Switzerland, and you get this perfect segment and convenience for the consumer.
So the moral of the story is that 2 wrongs do make a right.
In every single instance.
How can I help you?
Hi. I was in store the other day and I picked up some of your tropical probiotic drinks.
I've become a little bit obsessed with one of the products in your active health range, low-fat strawberry probiotic yogurt.
Do you know what probiotic is?
Yeah, is that the one that encourages? It's got it's got bacteria, but it's a good bacteria for your body.
Oh, is it? Good bacteria.
Yeah.
Why would they put bacteria in a yogurt? Is bacteria not bad?
It's one of those good bacteria.
Why is it good?
I was doing a quick Google search. I can't make head nor tail out of what it says, quite honestly.
Do you know where that bacteria comes from?
I don't understand it at all. I'm going to try and get through to the technologist. You may be on hold for a little bit. Will that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you for agreeing to take part in our survey. Do you feel that your query or complaint is now fully resolved?
No, it's not even half
Press 1
resolved.
for yes, and press 2 for no.
I'm going to push 2 because I'm no closer to finding out what this bacteria is in my yogurt. So 2.
Hello, Matt. Hi. You make probiotic yogurt here. Is that right? Brilliant. Could I have a look around? Tell me a little bit about it. Can I leave this somewhere? Just there?
Yeah.
It's not going to get nicked, is it? Lord, it's a big old unit, isn't it?
Yeah, this is quite big.
Quite big?
Quite big.
Looks enormous.
Yeah.
Virus bacteria which is used to this new food, it was founded about 30 years ago in America.
Really?
It's the most studied bacteria in the whole world.
Hienoa, että mulla on apupoika.
Yeah. Oh, really? It's the same kind of bacteria you have in the stomach already.
What's that?
This is a probiotic.
Oh, really?
It's LTG, which you go to see in lab in Tikkurila.
Right, so this is what you add to yogurt to make it probiotic?
Yes.
What's in this?
This is the probiotic.
Tell me!
I think in Tikkurila they will tell you.
Right, so this is made where? Is this from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This comes from Tikkurila. Lab.
A lab?
Lab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not here?
No here.
Oh, all right.
The lab made this.
But this is the clever stuff. This is bacteria?
Yeah.
Okay. From a lab, but you're not going to tell me what it is?
No.
Right, I'm working. Can I use this one? Ooh. Ooh. And that little thing will do all this? That's all you need to do all that whole tank? Yeah. Do you know what's in there?
Oh, I'm just working.
Good morning, Professor Gibson.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, James. How are you?
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
Do you like Professor Gibson, Professor
Glenn.
Mr.
Glenn's
Gibson?
fine. Glenn, yeah.
Professor Glenn.
No, just Glenn.
Just Glenn.
That's
okay.
fine. Yeah. Okay.
I've taken these two things along with me, which are probiotic yogurts and probiotic drinks, and I want to find out a little bit more about what's in them, how they work, and what happens inside my gut.
What they all are trying to do after you eat them is to boost the numbers of the probiotics which are already in the gut. So the higher they are, the better. They boost your immune system, they help you to resist infections. The higher they are, the less your chance of getting a gut disease. One of the things about probiotics people debate left, right and centre is how many of them get from the mouth right to their site of action, which is down in the lower gut. The best products, there's good recovery, but that can be variable.
But where do they get the good bacteria to put in here?
The most common place is actually the gut itself.
So the bacteria that's in here could well have been taken out of someone's gut?
Yes, yes, a lot of them are.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, Olli.
Well, nice to meet you, Ollie. Hi, how are you? All right? Good.
Okay,
so you're the scientist, Ollie. Is that right?
No, I'm just a technician.
You're a technician?
Yeah.
That's good enough for me. I need to ask you lots of questions.
I don't know not very much about the bacteria we are growing, but only I know they are very small. You can't see them.
Well, you know more than me at this point. Can I have a look around? Okay.
We don't see very much because this is very closed process. Control this production. We can't go there, but if you want to see something, they are now packaging just.
Oh my word! Look at this, like an operating theatre.
Yeah.
So I know it's from America. It's roughly 30 years old. It's in a stomach.
Yeah.
But I need to know what stomach.
Yeah, what stomach?
I need to know that stomach. Do you know this?
Yeah.
You do?
No, I don't know exactly.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure that I don't know. I think we can go.
We do have that information on our website, for example.
Yeah.
On the website?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, simple as that. Right, so since 1983, LGG was isolated from the intestinal tract of a healthy human. So LGG originates in a human stomach?
Yeah.
And how do they get it out?
I don't know this techniques.
Is it coming from feces?
From feces?
Yeah. Is that where we're getting live bacteria from? The big jigsaw piece I'm not getting is how they got it from that healthy American into the form it is today.
Of course, it's if I have here inside some bacteria, and so it comes out, and someone examines my remains.
Right.
And then he finds there is very, very interesting bacteria there. Yeah. And then he takes it and cleans it and put it in a good media, and it begins to grow, and then you got a mass of this bacteria, and then maybe you make some product.
Absolutely brilliant. Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know. Okay.
There's an argument that a little bit of dirt doesn't do any harm and actually does some good because it boosts the immune system.
But it's not dirt, it's actually poo that we're speaking about here, right?
Well, it's not really poo, but it's bacteria which are isolated from feces or poo, if you want. They would maybe take a sample, isolate the bacteria, and then you can use that as the probiotic. But it's not as bad as it sounds because they're screened for their safety assessments, they're put into foods, and then their sensory and flavour qualities are assessed. Oh, there you go, look.
Oh, wow.
You see the thing there?
Yeah.
At the top, that's the bacteria.
Wow, I mean, that's just blown my mind.
That is ultimately where we get our probiotics from. From one little man.
Yeah.
Big empire of yogurt.
Probiotics, would you?
How healthy would you say my gut is at the moment?
5 out of 10.
For each one of these, it's good to go up one. That's one.
How are you feeling?
Pumped.
Well, currently you're on a 10. Let's try and improve that.
I'm exploding with bacteria awesomeness.
It says that you shouldn't consume more than 1 daily.
You what? If you drink 12 of these back to back, you're going to look as good as I do, half naked.
Later, we'll travel round Britain to find out what formed ham really is.
Always looks the least attractive part of making a ham.
Oh, I don't know. But first, what is that wax on our lemons?
Hi, can I help you?
Hi there. I was in the store the other day. I picked up some lemons.
And they're really shiny.
And I think they're waxed lemons. What type of wax is it?
I've got someone here who does do a bit of cooking and that. I'll see if they know anything.
I'll just bear with me a second. I'll just double check there. I don't know what the purpose of it is for. I don't know if it maybe conceals the taste of them or something like that.
Do you know exactly what the wax is?
It's not telling me what kind of wax is used. I mean, it's definitely an edible wax.
Do you eat many lemons yourself?
No, I don't. I wouldn't even know where to begin with them, to be honest.
You don't like them?
No.
All the wax?
I don't like anything about them.
You don't like anything?
No, not about the lemons.
So the consumer helplines don't really seem to know much about lemon wax. To find out more, Kate and I are heading to eastern Spain. Now, lemons love the sun, which is why Spain is such a good producer of these citrus fruits. And whilst I'm in Valencia, Kate is in the lemon growing region of Murcia. Spanish handbooks at the ready.
Hola.
Hola.
Buenos dias. Is this your lemon grove?
Sí, este es mi campo de limones.
When I buy a lemon in the shop in England, it's kind of shiny and it has a wax on it. You wax them in the field?
No, eso, el brillante se le da en los almacenes. Aquí en el campo no le damos el brillo al limón. Está como nace, como está en la naturaleza. El brillo se da en los almacenes. Aquí no damos tratamiento ninguno al limón.
Do you know what the wax is?
No la conozco.
To find out more about this wax, Kate is following these lemons to the factory, whilst I'm 160 miles north in Valencia, hoping to get a look at how they actually make the wax.
Hola, señorita. I'm here to see a man about some lemons.
Ellis.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
Nice to meet you.
So you make fruit wax here?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
and you're going to show me around the factory?
Yes, of course.
Brilliant, that would be marvellous. Where do we go? What do we need
By
to do?
this way,
Through
please.
there?
Yeah.
Okay, off to you.
Follow me. Thank you.
Please.
Impressive.
It really is like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but for lemons. So, Thomas, what is happening on these conveyor belts here? Because I'm just watching them and they come down and then they're popping off onto different conveyor belts.
They are grading by weight and by millimeter, by electronic system, by the computer. The computer checks every single lemon.
You're very strict about your lemons.
Of course, I am very strict about my lemons. I am very, very strict about that.
What's the main ingredient?
One of the main components of the waxes that we have is shellac.
Okay, and what is shellac?
We are going to see shellac here. We can see
Oh, wow.
the flakes of shellac.
It looks a bit like sugar. And this is a natural product?
This is a natural product, yes.
So is this edible?
Well, this is a product that it's a food additive. That means that it's approved in the European Union and in many countries for being used on food. Maybe, for instance, it's used in our sector for waxes for citrus fruits, but also it's used in confectionery and also in pharmaceuticals.
So one of the key ingredients in wax is something called shellac. But is there anything else that goes into it? Elias introduces me to head chemist Ernesto.
He's really an expert, the more expert people in Spain in wax formulation.
Really? So you're a chemist?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, this is brilliant, because this is not what I expected.
Yeah.
This, the smell is it's quite pungent, isn't it? You need the windows open.
Smell ammonia. Ammonia is the alkaline that we use.
If you take a big breath, you know about it, don't you?
So it's ammonia that makes the shellac water soluble. This lets it be applied to the lemons more easily.
What's the next additive?
For citrus, we can use the polyethylene.
So this is for the lemons?
This is for, yeah.
So what's this?
It's possible for lemons, yes. It's possible for lemons.
And this is natural?
No. This is a synthetic. This is polyethylene wax. It's like a plastic.
Okay. It is. It's very, very waxy.
Yeah.
Polyethylene helps the wax from breaking up, but is not in all fruit waxes. Producers are continually trying to develop the most effective wax, and there are many varieties. Shellac, however, is used because it's edible, very durable, and exceptional at preventing moisture loss. And it gives a great shine.
So this wax is edible. You can eat this wax.
Yes, of course.
Can I try it? Whoop.
Don't eat too much. Don't hide any flavor, no?
Oh, it's got flavour.
Yes.
I mean, why do they have waxed and unwaxed lemons?
Ooh, I'm just going through on here. It's giving me all leg waxing.
Would it be the same sort of wax that they use for your legs, or?
No.
No, so it's not for hair removal or anything?
Oh, no.
They don't start off like kiwi fruits?
No.
I'd like to know how much of this wax is actually used in our lemons. James and Martin are experimenting in their kitchen with our food scientist, Rachel.
There's something almost that in those kind of little craters there. Can you see? I wonder whether that's the wax.
Is the thickness of the wax around about 1 millimetre?
No, I doubt it'd be that thick. I think we're talking kind of more in the league of kind of microns. Just to put it in context, cling film is about kind of 10 microns in terms of thickness, so that's obviously extremely thin. And human hair, up to quite kind of thick hair, can go up to about 300 microns. So, I mean, we are talking incredibly, incredibly thin.
The best way to see the wax is to melt it off. And one way of doing this is to use boiling water.
There seems to be a bit of a sheen on top of the water.
Could that be the wax?
That is going to be the wax that's come off. You can just see floating on the surface here. Small quantity, I mean, it's not a lot.
A key part in many lemon waxes is shellac. Kate has travelled to Thailand to find out more about this clever ingredient.
Sawadika.
Afternoon, how are you?
Hello, good to meet you. I'm on a little bit of a mission. What is shellac and where does it come from?
Yeah, I would like to answer you everything that you have doubt, okay?
Shellac pickers, like these, harvest the raw material from the Thai jungle.
It specified tree of the shellac.
What kind of tree is it?
This tree, its name Shamcha in Thai.
Shamcha?
Yeah, but I cannot translate it in English.
Okay. So, what are all the workers doing now? We've got off the truck and they've gone and dispersed.
We are searching for the tree for shellac.
They're looking for shellac in the tree?
Looking. Yeah. เจอไหมตัวนี้?
Ah, he's got one. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
You're very brave, oh. You just stood there.
Don't worry.
I just saw it coming. I thought I'd better run. This is shellac.
That is shellac.
And what is on here? What are these knobbly bits?
It's insect nets.
So the insect nests. Oh.
And they will protect their baby.
There are babies in here.
Yeah, the baby is in here, and baby will
Can we
suck
see?
and drink the water from the tree. Okay, I will show you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That how to see the baby, we can see is by microscope.
It's so tiny, you've got to see it through a microscope.
These insects are known as lac beetles, and Kate is getting a chance to see some of them up close.
There's absolutely thousands. If we look at the microscope there, just on the plate.
Yeah. The shining product, we make it from pee or waste from the beetles.
So that's from the waste of the beetles?
Yeah.
When on the trees, the female lac beetles excrete their waste onto the branches to make a hard protective nest. It's this nest, with alive and dead beetles in it, which the pickers scrape off to make shellac.
So it's actually beetle pee and waste that is used to wax a lemon. Totally bizarre.
I've got 2 cuts in my hand. You're going to squeeze the lemon juice from waxed and unwaxed into these cuts to determine which lemon is juiciest and how much it's going to hurt me.
In the name of science.
In the name of science.
Which one hurts the most?
The wax!
So that's conclusive proof the wax coating of a lemon actually enhances the freshness and the sting.
Science!
Good afternoon. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I brought some of your Wiltshire ham, and you said it's formed ham. Can you tell me what that is, please?
I will be perfectly honest with you. It's not something that I've ever heard of.
Oh, really?
Are you okay to hold the line for me? I'll see if there's anybody here in the office that can give you the answer.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Is formed ham? It is from a pig though.
Well, of course, yeah.
It's definitely pig meat.
Yeah, well, they're not allowed to actually put anything on the packaging that isn't true. So, ham does come from a pig, doesn't it? When you get ham off the bone, it comes off in one slice.
Okay.
When it's formed ham, it means it hasn't come off in one slice, it's come from different cuts.
So does that mean there's sort of lots of pigs in my ham, do you think?
I don't know if it will have come from one animal or different animals, I'm afraid.
Do you know how they get it to that form?
I don't know. It's not something that we here in the office would know, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I'm intrigued by the helpline suggestion that formed ham is from different cuts. So which cuts could they possibly mean?
Do you think it's made with pig leg, pig head, pig offal, or a combination of these?
Probably a bit of everything.
I should say it's that, actually.
You think it's the pig offal?
Yeah.
And why do you think that?
Because it looks mucky. I would hope that it was the leg, but I wouldn't know.
I would have thought it was probably a combination of them.
A combination.
I don't go much for that type of ham. I did have some lovely gammon yesterday, carved.
To find out what exactly goes into our formed ham, I'm heading to Kent to meet a man who processes tons of it every year. Vegetarians, look away now.
Good morning.
Alan.
That's me.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Nice to meet
You must be Matt.
I am.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Thanks very much for letting me in. I'd like to have a look around.
We
Learn
can
all
do
about
that.
ham, if that's all right.
We can do that
Yeah?
for you. No
Brilliant. Where do
problem
we
at
go?
all. Follow me
Okay.
this way. Come in. Before we can go in, we'll need to get kitted out in some strange outfits and gear. So we're just going to ask you to stick a bit of sanitizer on as well.
And this, I was just looking at this. Is this the cure?
So yeah, for making ham, it's absolutely crucial. Every ham company will have their own cure.
I know you're not a cat. Do you know what any of these do in relation, or is it just...
Yeah, I know what they all do, but we'll be here all night and it'll bore you to tears.
Oh, right, OK. So, without giving away your recipe, because I suspect it's different to everyone else's, brine to me is salt, sugar, spices, water.
Yeah, and the
yours
missing...
is a little different.
The missing element there is the nitrite. Saltpeter. That's the sort of mineral element from out of the ground. It's the main ingredient in gunpowder.
Which is curious, is not what you expect.
No.
When you think of curing pork.
But it's if you chuck saltpeter about or you throw it in water, it will go bang. So
really?
It's quite a delicate thing.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Saltpeter is mainly used as a fertiliser and sometimes in fireworks. So why is this powerful mineral so important to the production of ham? Our food scientist Rachel might have some answers.
So basically one of the things that the nitrite is very good at is actually preventing kind of the growth of this specific bacteria called Clostridium botulinum.
Never heard of that.
Well, it's actually it's one of the most dangerous bacteria that can lead to food poisoning, because what it does is actually produces this very potent neurotoxin that can actually be really, really dangerous. And that's why it's so important to have the nitrite in your mix, because obviously it's very important that you want to make sure none of this Clostridium botulinum is present in your final product.
Yeah, we don't really want to be messing with that, do we, Rachel? Now, most processed ham is now cured with this type of chemical mix in order to guarantee safety.
We're just trying to get some pure inside the beast. He's going to hook the meat in at this end.
Yeah.
So inside there, there's lots of needles.
Yeah.
You can see the needles coming up and down here. And then as the meat goes underneath, it applies the injection under pressure. And it will shoot out this way, so just watch out. So it's just a faster way of getting the brine inside the meat at almost a cellular level. Part of the injection process is to help to retain the water as well. The cooking process removes water from the meat. So the more water you can retain during that process, the more value you retain in your product.
Right,
so
you need that weight.
Yeah. Once they've been injected, they go two routes. So a farmhouse ham, a posh ham, if you like, will go sitting in a brine route. That takes longer, up to 72 hours to just sit in the brine, relax. The meat tenderises in that period. For the cheaper ham, where we're going to slice it, that'll go down the other route of massaging, where we're physically causing action with the product to make the brine go inside it. So having injected it, the product gets massaged. So, this always looks the least attractive part of making a ham.
Oh, I don't know.
What you're seeing there is the change of colour as we start to take up the brine and we start to cure the meat. These ones are 80% ham, so they're the lowest priced product, effectively. Here's one we prepared earlier. That massager there has got...
this is just the same...
That's the same stuff.
OK. Has this had longer, or is that just because it's...
Yeah, this is now finished. Them ones are only just started, so we're, this is the end look, if you like. Some people call that meat glue.
Right.
As attractive as that is. So the guys here are recreating the ham as it was when we put it in there in the first place. So they take out the elements for each part of the ham to create a ham ready for slicing.
Right, and this is the formed
ham, yeah. So, the other point I should make here is that this brown leaf that he's putting in there adds honey flavour.
That adds honey flavour?
Yeah, and
really?
gives it a roast effect.
Really?
So it's impregnated with glucose syrup and colourings.
It smells like smoky bacon crisps.
Yeah. It's sort of got a...
You are?
Don't taste it. No, it's a bit strong.
Can I... Go on,
You can if you want to.
Oh, yeah. It's a bit like licking an ashtray.
Is it? Oh, lovely.
But all this will get used. All goes.
Yeah. We try not to waste anything.
There we go.
Because with the ingredients there that cause that glue, they will glue it together during the cooking process. Glue that together. We're putting together a leg. That may not be the same piece that started off on Buttercup. That might be Daisy's haunch bit, but effectively it's still the same leg.
Same leg, but just different animals.
Having been pressed into bags, these chunks of meat are then cooked, which glues it together. and then sliced into the familiar pieces of ham which we love to buy. It's this process which has allowed the ham industry to create a multitude of products for us to consume with a mind-boggling price range. To help us get to the bottom of what's what in the ham world, Martin has brought £50 worth of 3 different hams. Formed Wiltshire cured ham, ham off the bone, and a cheaper 80% pork, 20% water formed ham.
I would have expected that the ham on the bone would have been the most expensive ham, but in fact the Wiltshire Cure formed ham was double the price of that. I'll start with the most expensive one.
First up, the Wiltshire Cured formed ham. £2.33 per 100 grams.
Very meaty. The ham on the bone.
The ham straight off the bone, £1.17 per 100 grams.
Definitely has a nicer texture. Nice. And now for the cheaper formed ham.
The 80% pork, 20% water formed ham, 94 pence for 100 grams.
Of the 3, it's definitely the most juicy, a bit more water in it. The texture's not quite as nice, or the flavour of the ham on the bone. So they're all very tasty hams. 2 of them made the same way, but at a spectrum of prices.
Thanks, Martin, for that vivid illustration that not all formed hams are cheap. So why go through a big process to create a slice of meat?
Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, tastes like ham to me.
Yeah.
You know?
We've created simply a faster process for making the medieval ham.
Yeah.
You know, it's still got sinew going through there, showing that it's the real product. And in our minds, you know, we're seeing a leg with the slices taken off of it.
Yeah.
But in reality, of course, if you took a pig leg, you're never going to get that kind of uniform slice of it.
Sure.
And for many people, if you tried to pack the product sliced off the leg, it would be alien, and they wouldn't want to buy it.
Because
They'd
we're
think
so
it was
we're
weird.
so conditioned,
we're conditioned
now
to seeing this.
To seeing this.
Yeah.
It's pork from the European Union and North America. They just get a few that was over their holiday and slam them in the packet as well. They're what they do in there.
Which do you like the taste of better?
Ham on the bone, formed ham. I think the only way to determine that is to eat a slice of them both at the same time.
So, which of the 2 hams do you prefer?
I prefer the ham on the bone better.
The ham on the bone. Said very eloquently. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Later, we're on the hunt for some truly wild mushrooms.
I found a golf ball.
Golf ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few of those.
But first, prawns.
So can I help you?
Do you know anything about how prawns are farmed?
I do not. I don't know anything at all.
How they're farmed?
Doesn't give you any
No, I
guidance.
wouldn't have that information, I'm afraid.
They come from sustainable farms off the coast of Thailand. They farm them in pens in the sea off the coast.
Do you know where in Thailand the farm is?
Is that not on the packaging?
No, it just says Thailand, and just like to know
I wouldn't
where in
know
Thailand.
whereabouts in Thailand, no.
Would I be able to find out?
I'm not going to be able to answer that question.
The customer helplines didn't seem too sure how you actually farm a prawn. Perhaps the British public will have a better idea.
Where do you think they've come from?
I would have thought here, somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe off the coast of Portugal.
US? They actually farm out in Thailand.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Farmed?
Yep.
Well, I'll be banging.
How do you think they would farm a prawn?
Well, I've never thought about it.
I've been to a trout farm.
You'd like farming seahorses?
Why would you farm a seahorse?
Unlike seahorses, prawns are big business. Now, globally, this industry produces around 3.5 million tonnes a year. Kate's travelled to Thailand to find out how tiger prawns are farmed. Thailand is the world's #1 producer of farmed prawns, and Kate secured access to Thai Royal, one of the largest seafood processors in the region.
Sawadee ka! Hello, I must be in the right place.
Yes, you are welcome to Thai Royal.
This is your prawn factory? It is. Wow, it's absolutely vast. So can we see the prawns?
Yes, let's go.
This factory can process over 500,000 farm prawns, or if you're in the American seafood business, shrimp every day. The scale of production here is phenomenal.
Here's our production floor. Literally a blue army of what looks like thousands of people peeling prawns to my left.
Yeah, we have actually 1,500 workers.
Workers here are paid according to how many prawns they can process in an hour.
So this is where the prawns are delivered? Yes. It's absolutely incredible to see.
You see how fast these workers can do the deheading? It's amazing.
He's whizzing through them. How many might this man do in an hour?
600 to 700 prawns.
I've got to knock off 600 of these in the next hour.
Okay, grab the body.
Okay.
Hold down the head. Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah, like that.
Perfect.
And then the legs.
And the legs.
Oh, yes. He needs a little wash.
This is just one of many processing factories in Thailand, which between them produce billions of prawns every single year. But where do they get all these giant prawns from?
They're really big, and I was wondering what they feed them, actually, to make them so big.
I mean, the usual prawns I have are, quite small. You put them in like a prawn cocktail, but these seem to be quite large.
But I've actually seen them caught. I mean, that's the natural size. But to be honest, I really wouldn't be able to guess. I mean, the only thing I can, imagine is that they have been very well fed. I mean, I can't imagine exactly why they are so large.
Have you eaten these ones yourself at all?
Oh, don't eat fish.
A vegetarian?
No, I just don't like fish.
In Thailand, Kate's travelled 3 hours south to one of the prawn farms which feed the hundreds of local processing factories.
Not a beach in sight. We're 20 miles from the coast of Thailand, and this is where they farm prawns.
Over the years, the global prawn industry has faced criticism from environmental groups and food welfare organisations, leading to increasingly tighter regulations. These, however, are sustainable, low-impact ponds which supply to some of the most stringent British supermarkets. Kate's here to meet local prawn farmer Somsak Maklai.
I always thought that prawns would be farmed in the sea.
ตรงนี้มันเป็นพื้นที่พิเศษนิดนึงที่ในอดีตเนี่ยพื้นที่ตรงนี้เป็นทะเลไงเพราะฉะนั้นเวลาทะเลแห้งไปเนี่ยดินที่นี่ก็จะเก็บสะสมแร่ธาตุของทะเลไว้
Looks totally mad, just big pools, one after another. Oh my goodness, and the rain's coming. Can I see one?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so big. How old is this shrimp here?
ตอนนี้เลี้ยงมา4 เดือนละ
So when will these shrimps be harvested?
พร้อมแล้วครับ
How many prawns are in this pond?
2 ล้านตัว
That's a lot of shrimp. Right, I'm gonna go. This weather is getting terrible.
Most prawn farms are in fact just growing on stations which buy young prawns and bring them up to market size as quickly as possible. There's a separate industry which supports the farms, the commercial hatcheries, and Kate has managed to gain access to one.
Hello. Sawadee ka.
Sawadee ka.
Hello, I'm Kate.
I'm Myo. How are you?
Myo. Hello. Is this where you breed prawns?
Yes.
The Sipsen hatchery is one of 6 stringently regulated Global Aquaculture Alliance certificate breeding centres in Thailand.
Let's start from here. We have male and female. You see the color, the light one is female.
So there are male and female prawns in this?
Yes, and this is the mating time.
The prawns are mating right now, and they mate every single day?
Yes.
At breeding time, 3 stud male prawns are placed in these tanks with around 15 to 20 females.
Does a male just find a female? And...
Yes. In the morning, we take time for them to have the hormone or something.
Can we see one of the big prawns?
Yes.
Good. So is this a male or a female prawn?
Female.
And what is that?
The sperm.
Wow, that's the sperm. So she's been impregnated?
Yes, yes.
Is there anything that you do here that makes the prawns so big?
We have our own breeding program, like we have the pedigree.
And you do that so that you end up with good prawns?
Yes, yes.
And just carry on like that?
This hatchery produces hundreds of millions of baby prawns every year. So how do they guarantee they can deliver so many? Back in the UK, James has travelled to Liverpool University to meet a marine biologist and prawn expert.
Are you Professor Fred?
I am.
Good morning, I'm James.
Hi James, nice to meet you.
We need to be careful because this is also going to be my lunch today.
Okay.
So,
In the hatcheries, controlling the reproductive cycle is very important. And one way that that is done is through a surgical mutilation of the eyes. It's widespread practice in the hatcheries to remove one of the eyes of the females in order to promote their production of eggs. Eyes are quite important. In the prawns, at the base of the eye is the organ which produces the hormones that control things like the reproduction. If you take out one of the eyes, a technique called ablation, that triggers them to actually produce eggs. And the most simple way in which the farmers do this, and remember they would be doing it on a living, flapping around shrimp, is to simply take the thumb and forefinger and break it off. So there's one eye left behind and one that's removed. Shock horror. It is the normal technique. It is described in the documentation produced by the UN Food and Agricultural Organization to help farm more effectively, more efficiently. The use of a razor blade or a scalpel or a pair of scissors to actually cut the eye out is the recommended technique. You can see why in the majority of cases you're going to hold it firmly in one hand, finger and thumb with the other hand, and you're just going to ablate it.
And would it feel pain when you do that?
That's a philosophical question. Is it something that's going to cause them some degree of distress? I would have thought so.
There's evidence of this technique being used at the hatchery in Thailand. It allows them to intensively breed these types of prawns in order to maintain the supply for our demand.
What happens next?
Spawning tanks.
Can we see the spawning tanks?
Yes. Tonight, yes, about 1 or 2 o'clock, they will light the egg.
It's very quick, isn't it? What's really surprising is that in the other tanks where they were mating, they were whizzing about and swimming really quickly, and they've come into this tank and they're just really slow and gentle, and they're just staying still, aren't they? Very still.
Yes. Please again, please.
Why are they so still?
Because ใช่จริงๆมันไม่ใช่ไงพี่ไม่รู้จะอธิบายยังไงพี่ว่าไม่เอาคำถามนี้ได้ไหมอะ
This hatchery asked us not to film anything relating to the removal of their prawns' eyes.
You've got a nice female prawn in the hatchery. What do you think you would do to her to make her produce as many offspring as possible?
Roses, maybe some nice music.
Take her to the cinema.
Treat her nicely.
Give her a nice massage.
Maybe some warm water to swim about in, bubbles.
What you wouldn't think you do, pluck her eye out.
I wouldn't think that would really get her going.
That's what happens.
There seems to be loads of wild mushroom soups on the market these days. So where exactly are all these wild mushrooms coming from? Perhaps the customer helplines will be able to help.
Good morning, it's Claire speaking.
Do you know the difference between a wild mushroom and a standard mushroom? Is it called a standard mushroom or normal mushroom?
Something, I love mushrooms, but I couldn't tell you the difference in them. I just love the taste of lots of them.
Wild mushrooms grow like in the dark or generally like darkness.
So the definition of a wild mushroom is a mushroom that's grown in the dark?
Not necessarily like pitch black, but darkness.
I think we're even more in the dark after those phone calls. To try and shed some light on all this, I've come to the West Sussex woods to meet a mushroom forager called Jeff.
Good, good. Right, we're off to look for some?
We are off to look for some.
Right, where do we go? Down there?
That way.
Let's do it. Off to you.
Sorry.
Meanwhile, Kate is in Suffolk to meet a large-scale mushroom farmer who supplies to the supermarkets.
Ah, hello. I'm Kate.
Oh, hello, Kate. I'm David.
Do you grow mushrooms here?
Yes, there's plenty of mushrooms to see here.
Brilliant. Can you show me?
Yeah, we'll go and have a look in one of the rooms.
Excellent.
Just down here.
There are thousands of mushrooms growing in here, and it's definitely very dark. So are these the wild mushrooms the customer helplines were talking about?
Do you farm wild mushrooms?
No, no, we only grow these ones. Well, these are cultivated mushrooms, and obviously these are predictable, so we know when these are going to grow. With wild mushrooms, you never know when they're going to grow.
Is it possible to farm wild mushrooms?
No, they only grow at certain times, and the conditions have to be right, so you can't guarantee to have them all the time. So I don't know of anyone that farms wild mushrooms.
So for mushrooms that I might find in a soup like this, chunky wild mushroom soup, where can I find these mushrooms?
Well, the people who make the soup must have been out in the woods, I guess, looking for them.
Back in the West Sussex woods, it's now up to me and Jeff to find some properly wild mushrooms.
And how long have you been foraging then, Jeff?
About 25 years.
Right.
I'm getting more interested in edible plants and eating roadkill in more recent years.
Nice. So what do you think we'll find today?
I'm hoping we might find some St George's mushrooms.
The St George's mushroom grows around springtime. Foraging for them is best left to the experts. Eating the wrong mushroom can be fatal. But Jeff and I are having trouble finding any.
Well, it depends. Roughly that way, I think.
2 hours later, we finally find some of these elusive wild mushrooms.
Here we go. Is this right?
Yeah, these are St George's mushrooms.
Oh, we got some big ones as well. Yeah? That's amazing. Is that normal?
It's normal for St George's mushrooms to go in rings.
Most wild mushrooms are parasitic. They need a living tree to act as a host, which makes them very hard to farm.
These mushrooms that you can see are just the fruiting body that uses to reproduce. The adult fungus lives underground. It's like a web of cotton wool. Each year it grows 6 inches bigger as the filaments underground find new nutrients.
And more importantly, they taste fantastic.
And you can smell them now, can't you? That's a real kind of wild mushroom.
Unmistakable smell.
Yeah.
That's a St George's mushroom.
I love it. That's that beautiful, earthy, wild mushroom flavour that you can only get from a forest, I guess.
Wild mushrooms have a complex relationship with host trees, so no one's yet worked out how to cultivate them on a large scale. But with so many wild mushroom products, how do the producers get enough to go into all their foods? To get to the bottom of this, I've got access to a company who supply wild mushrooms to the UK's leading food manufacturers.
Hello, is Nathan around? Is that Nathan? Hi there.
Hi.
Hey there. Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Nice to meet
Good
you.
to meet you.
You're the mushroom fella?
Yes.
So to speak. Good, because I need to know a little bit about mushrooms.
Right,
okay. Can I have a look around your factory, if that's all right?
Anything we can do?
Brilliant. Where do we go? What do we do?
Follow. Actually, we're going to need to get coats and things.
That's all right.
They're all here.
In here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. All right, the tarts.
They're all here. Yeah.
Hairnets.
Hairnets.
Beautiful.
Even for me.
Yeah, you don't, do you? Really? They're ridiculous.
You want to wait there? Right. I'll grab some out.
What have we got here?
This is a wild mushroom blend. The mushrooms will come from all over the world, basically. Macedonia, Poland, Russia, South Africa, or China.
Is there a reason we buy them from abroad? Are they more prevalent over there?
Basically, people's knowledge in this country to harvest the mushroom without harvesting poisonous mushrooms is pretty much non-existent.
Right.
It's something that the Eastern Europeans grow up with. They have secret places that they don't tell anybody else about.
Right.
And they take the mushrooms back to a hub where they'll be frozen and then transported.
So there's an industry here to be had, but we just don't have the knowledge.
There is an industry here to be had, and we're finding now that the Polish are coming to the UK and harvesting our mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah.
So I got this, right? Wild mushroom soup. Would these be in my soup?
Obviously not in a frozen format. We've got some dried mushrooms we can have a look at.
Where'd you keep those?
Upstairs.
Right. Should we go have a look? Can we have a look at that?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to find out which wild mushroom is in my soup and how much is in there.
So here we've got morels.
Yeah, they are the most expensive. They're around $12.95 for 50 grams.
That's kind of like a medium-sized handful, isn't it?
Yeah, reasonably large hands, yeah.
Right. What else we got? The sep. It's still a very good mushroom.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper, not because it's poorer quality.
Mhm.
In fact, it's got a more intense flavour, but it's more readily available.
Right. Okay. So what do you think is actually in my packet of soup? I've got, it doesn't say, it just said dried wild mushrooms. There's 0.9%. No?
I would imagine porcini or sep.
For what reason?
The sep would enhance a soup without having to put too much in.
Right. Okay. Okay. Can I open my packet on your table?
Please do.
Right, you're thrilled. Okay, well. Okay. Yeah, there's little bits of, looks like bark. Yeah. Is there anything you recognise?
It could be the porcini.
Right.
There is some cultivated mushroom in that soup, apparently.
It's not a lot, to be fair.
It's not a huge amount.
How can some producers get away with putting so little wild mushroom in their wild mushroom soup?
I'm looking at the back, and there's 0.9% dried wild mushrooms. It doesn't sound like a lot. Can you tell me why that is?
That's just the ingredients.
It does seem a little bit odd to call it wild mushroom when there's so few in there, though.
There could be a lot of one ingredient in a soup and less of another, but see the predominant taste, that's what we can actually call it.
To break through all this marketing jargon, Martin is after some straight talking from Trading Standards.
How much mushrooms you need to have to call it a wild mushroom soup?
Okay, there's no minimum amount of wild mushroom that has to be in there. All the requirement is that it's not misleading.
But for me it is a little bit misleading that they call the soup wild mushroom soup when there's less than 1%.
It's not just how many pieces you've got in there, it's the flavour.
And how do they define whether something tastes of wild mushroom or not?
That would actually need somebody to do a taste test and everything.
It would be done by tasting panels from inside the company.
Yeah.
So I can start my wild mushroom soup company with this much wild mushroom and say my soup is the most wild mushroomy soup on the market.
The thing to bear in mind is you've got to find your market. And if you were producing a wild mushroom soup with that amount of wild mushroom in it, you may not sell an awful lot of it.
I think I'd be on a winner.
So, at the end of the day, it's down to your own taste, and all the soups must say what percentage of wild mushrooms are in their product.
Let's put these bad boys to the taste test. Some hot water, please. So this is the wild mushroom, and this is the mushroom. So this one should be much more mushroomy than your one.
I'm looking to be knocked away with the power of wild mushroom.
I would say this one, which is not the wild mushroom one, tastes more like mushroom.
The fact that they can sell it as wild mushroom because they're so intense in flavour doesn't really add up.
Like if I bought socks and then 0.9% socks in them, I'd be disappointed.
Yeah, it would be rubbish.
Oh my God, that's horrendous.
Good afternoon, how may I help you?
Hi, I've got a can of lager, and it says here on the side of the can that it contains barley and wheat.
Yes.
Now, is that all that's in the lager?
No, we have to put that in the can in case consumers have to have a gluten-free diet.
Right.
Hello, can I help?
Hi there. I was just looking at the beer and looking at the ingredients, and it doesn't actually tell me much at all. Can you tell me what's in it?
Well, beer itself is water, hops, barley. That's fundamentally what it is.
Yeah. And that's it, is it?
That's pretty much it in the beer, yeah.
What are the other ingredients?
We would never ever give out full ingredients because that's basically giving out the recipe.
Okay, so you your secret formula.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, mate. Is it Ed?
Yes.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I've come to find out all about brewing.
Excellent, excellent.
And what you guys do.
Yeah. These are the ingredients for our beers. I would say that is the most important ingredient, and that is water.
Okay.
That is yeast, hops.
What does that do?
Essentially, the hops add bitterness and some aroma to the beer.
Right.
Okay. And then malted barley. So they're the 4 ingredients.
Right.
I'll introduce you to Ian. Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Good morning. Ian's our head brewer.
Okay.
So he's actually about to start brewing. So
right, let's do it.
Hopefully you want to get him.
Can I have a look?
Okay, come up and have a look. And
right.
I'll leave you in Ian's capable hands.
Thank you. So what have we got here then?
Right. This vessel here is called the mash tun. We take hot water. You're mixing it with the crushed brewer's malted barley.
Right. And then what are you adding?
These are the last of the hops.
Right.
I know they don't look very much, but
it smells good though.
But they smell good, yeah.
And what are these little pellets?
These are made from from seaweed.
Oh really? What is that doing? Is that?
That is going to remove certain proteins.
Okay.
Which later on would cause haze within the beer, and then
Right.
it is removed. None gets through to the final product. It all gets removed to make it try and help to make it crystally and clear.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, how's that? Can you just step? Now, what's that? That would be slippy.
Yeah?
If you hold on to the boat as well, I would hold on to the boat as well and go down two stages. Oh, very good.
Thanks. So tell us about the seaweed. I mean, there's lots of different varieties by the looks of it. Yeah. Are these all edible?
Not all edible, no. This one I guarantee you will like.
Do you eat a lot of seaweed?
I do. My problem is when I start eating it, I just keep on eating it.
You just can't stop?
Yeah. It's not very salty, is it?
Quite chewy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite chewy.
This is quite nice, actually. So what about this, then? What have we got down here?
That is your Irish moss.
This is Irish moss.
Yeah.
And what does this do to the beer?
Well, the carrageen moss goes in at the start of the process.
Right.
And it helps clear the beer.
And that at some point is turned into pellets, but you don't do that?
No, we don't do that.
Right.
Right, what we've got here is, this is some Irish moss. It's just seaweed that has been dried naturally. We'll make it into tablets to make it easy for brewers.
So one tablet like this will be put into 1 barrel of beer?
Well, it's before it's made into beer. It's just the sweet sugary solution before they make the beer. But we want to remove proteins from it, and this will coagulate the proteins.
So it gets popped in, and then it extracts the proteins. How does it do that?
Well, it works because the sugar molecule that makes the carrageenan has got a lot of negative charges on it. Proteins have got positive charges, so the two interact together and then make a big flock, a big molecule that will drop to the bottom of the tank that it's in, and then it can just be removed.
So when I buy a can of beer, if I look at the ingredients on the back, there's no trace of seaweed there, ever.
No. Because it's put down as a processing aid, carrageenan doesn't need to be labelled because it's all removed from it. Okay, so this is the way it goes. All of the carrageenan is all these pellets, all of the materials. Out of, you don't want oxygen in.
How about this stuff down here? What have we got?
This one here is isinglass finings. That will take the yeast out of the beer.
And what is it?
It's actually an extract from fish swim bladders. So something else from the sea.
Fish bladders?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Hello?
Morning.
Hello? Hi. You must be Steve.
Yes.
I'm Kate. Hello. I understand that you might be a man who can show me a fish swim bladder?
Yes, I think that's quite feasible. This is a mirror carp, a freshwater fish.
So this fish has a swim bladder?
Yes. We can just begin to expose it now. There it is.
Oh.
That's the swim bladder, that balloon. That provides stability and buoyancy for this whole fish in the water.
Okay, so this, in some form, is added to beer?
Yep.
Hello. Hi. You Owen?
It is, yes.
Hello, Matt.
Nice to meet you. People expect beer to be bright and shiny. So one of the products that we add to help us get a nice clear pint at the end of the day is a product called isinglass. The swim bladder is a very pure source of protein, which is collagen, which has a slightly negative charge. And if you take all the solids that are in the beer are positively charged, it's like opposites attracting.
Right.
So they attract all the clumps together, which make bigger lumps, which settle to the bottom of the tank quicker. And because it's all part of that solids again, you're removing it from the beer, so it's not in the beer by the time it reaches the consumer.
So is this really just sort of ground up fish bladder?
It's processed in a particular way, but pretty much, yes.
So that would make beer not vegetarian?
If people object to it being used in the process, I suppose, then yes, it's not vegetarian. It's not in the beer at the end, but it's used in the brewing process. If they didn't add isinglass, they just have to let time take its course for everything to settle to the bottom of the tank.
So it's easier to chuck a load of...
You put the isinglass in and it will sediment out all the solids.
Right, okay.
Yeah. For each 40 litres, we'll add 1 pint of isinglass.
So the isoglass is added, it's then goes off to the pub.
Yeah.
So it's actually still in there. So is that an aid or is that an ingredient?
It's not an ingredient because it's not part of it.
Even though it's left here?
It doesn't actually have to go on the list of ingredients. It doesn't manifestly make the beer.
Sure.
It's not. It removes stuff from the beer and it all stays at the bottom of the cask.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's how you leave it behind. Any other packaged product or lager, the isinglass is most definitely not in the beer because it's removed. It's not there. It just helps you to naturally remove protein and yeast, but it's all removed before it reaches the end package. The frothy pint.
You're not much of a barman, are you? Well, it's beautifully clear, isn't it?
The power of isinglass.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got bags of flavour. It's gone down very, very well as well. That's lovely.
I don't know why they didn't ask us to do the beer thing. We do know quite a lot about beer.
Of all the things we've had to speak about, that's the one thing that we actually knew a little bit about.
But banned, censored. What about freedom of speech? I don't know.
Good afternoon, thank you for calling. How can I help?
I just wondered, what is the difference between a green olive and a black olive?
I mean, I believe that they are just different varieties of olives, but I can find out for you.
Green olives and black olives. I was wondering if you could tell me what the difference is between the two.
Certainly a difference in the taste of them. I'm just going to check on the internet and find out. I feel a bit silly now. It was supposed quite obvious to me now what the answer should have been. The only difference between them is the ripeness of them. Fully ripe olives are black, unripe olives are green.
So I got ripe ones and I got unripe ones, basically. That's what it's saying?
Hello. Hello, mate.
Good morning.
Good morning. Matt.
Hi, welcome.
Nice to meet you. This is rather impressive.
Beautiful, yeah. We've got 275 hectares and about 175,000 trees in the ground.
175,000?
Yeah. It's just in the middle of our harvesting time now.
Yeah.
On a tree, as we've got here,
yeah.
You'll see that there's olive that's black, there's olives that's green, and you've got olives that's turning colour, half-ripe olives.
So they all come, the black olives and the green olives all come off the same tree?
All olives will go from green to eventually end up like this one, black.
Can I actually try one? Can you eat them off the...
Yeah, you girls need to look here. This Englishman is going to try a raw olive now.
Why are they laughing at me?
Is it? I think you need to try yourself and then you'll answer that question.
Oh, oh my God. That's horrendous.
Yeah, you can't eat them like that fresh from the tree. They are extremely bitter. Yeah. And that need to get fermented and then washed away in a process to get the bitterness out to be able to eat it. For green olives, we'll take a green olive from the tree and we'll put it through a process to make a green olive, and a black olive we'll put it through a process to make a black olive.
It's going to just stay with me forever, isn't it?
Yeah, you can smell the fermentation process.
Okay. These are all full of olives?
Each tank is filled with about 1.5 to 2 tons of olives, yeah. And we fill the tank with olives and 10% salt brine.
And how long do they stay in this process for?
We'll pack this in 12 months' time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hola! Is this the olive factory? Hola! Is this the olive factory?
That's right.
Oh, great. Hello, I'm Kate. I've come to see your olives.
Okay, excellent. I'm coming to show you around.
Fantastic, thank you. What's your name?
Manuel, your name?
Manuel.
Again?
Kate.
Kate. Right, but I think you don't have the right shoes to walk around the factory.
I don't have any other shoes.
So what size are yours?
I'm a size 6.
6. Ladies, any trainers number 6? Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
A lovely pair of trainers. High fashion at the olive factory.
This way, please.
Oh, it's huge! Look at all these olives. I mean, you've probably got billions upon billions.
Billions of olives.
Trillion?
Trillion.
So what are these? Are they just buckets or?
These are tanks where we keep the olives. We make them eatable.
How do these tanks work?
At the beginning, we add some salsa for some days, and then we basically keep the olives with salty water.
What do you add at the beginning?
Salsa.
Salsa. What's?
It's a product that will take the bitter out of the olives.
And what is that?
It's a chemical.
What kind of chemical is it?
I don't know. Salsa. Salsa. It's a chemical.
So many tanks.
Yes, it's around 150.
And so the salsa you put right in at the beginning.
Then we remove and add salty water.
So it's purely salt.
Salty water.
Whoop. I'm glad I put the trainers on. Okay, so can I try one of these?
You can try it, but they're not ready. Does it taste?
Oh, do you want that?
No, I've tried before.
No, they're definitely not ready. How long until this olive will be ready to eat?
Well, basically about 3 months. They'll be here in the tanks for about 3 months.
Can
I try this?
Yes, you can try. This is now edible. It's worthwhile to wait.
The one thing that stands out is that they're not black, they're purple.
They're purple, yes.
Why is that?
This is absolutely natural.
Okay.
And if we want to add any color now to them, we have to use chemicals. Anything darker than this is chemicals added.
It's not just a different olive?
No, that was actually picked green and colored black.
No.
Yes.
Why do they do that?
The cost of time.
Really? There's no natural olive that's that black?
No.
Amazing.
That's artificial black and the one is normal.
I just wondered, why are they so black?
That's a good question.
Do you know the answer?
The long and short of it is no. I assume it's a variation in olive types.
Do you know why they taste different to a green olive?
No, I don't. I tried an olive when I was about 11, and it wasn't a pleasant experience.
Do you remember what colour it was?
I don't know. No, I really don't.
The oxidation process is taking place. All the olives are becoming black.
That's absolutely bonkers. It's literally exploding before our very eyes.
That's right, it's like a jacuzzi.
What's happening in there?
The olives are mixing with air and with some substance as well, so they become black, basically.
What do you put in there?
We put some chemicals like ferrous gluconate.
What makes the colour?
Color is basically that chemical reaction. The olives naturally turn from green to black. It's an oxidation process where the olives mix with the air and the gluconate to fix the color. The olives become black.
The whole process started back in California at the beginning of the 20th century and is now called the Californian process.
So it's Californication for olives.
Indeed. So if you think about other fruits, like things like bananas, avocados, obviously if you leave them exposed to oxygen or to air, they will slowly darken as well.
So we're trying to speed up something that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, essentially. By pumping our oxygen through the water, we're ensuring that our olives are constantly in contact with a fresh supply of oxygen, and it's that dissolved oxygen that is going to help slowly turn these green olives dark.
So it's all about is getting as much contact time with the olives and oxygen as we can.
Exactly, because it's the oxygen that's going to promote this process occurring.
This is going to take a long time. There's not much happening.
It's not going to be a particularly quick process. I mean,
Now you tell me.
in the factory, they will actually do this for about 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah. Did you not expect that? You've got enough time.
Gosh, can I see? Are these almost done?
There's still some time to go, but they're getting there.
Okay, so maybe another day?
Another day.
Un día. Gracias. So each and every can coming through here has been sterilised.
That's right.
And what should be in there now is black, shiny olives. Can we see?
Yes.
So the black olive is actually picked like this one. The green one, it's actually the same. They blast this one with oxygen, so this is this.
So if that's the same as that, does it taste the same?
No, they don't.
How many of these do you think you could eat?
I'm pretty sure I could eat all of them.
It is very sweet. Wow.
Hi there, how can I help you there today?
I've got a packet of your seafood sticks in front of me. And I just wondered, how do you get seafood shaped into sticks like this?
That is a very good question, Kate, one of which that I don't have the answer to.
So you wanted to know what is in the stick?
Yeah, I'd just like to know what type of seafood is in the sticks. Do you know yourself? Have you eaten them, or?
I don't, I'm afraid. I've always stayed away from sort of seafood.
I'm looking at the ingredients. What exactly is surimi fish protein? Do you know?
I don't know personally, no, unfortunately.
The white processed fish is called surimi.
Surimi, so that's the type of fish?
That's a type of fish, yeah.
Okay.
Sawadika! I'm on a little mission to find out what's in these. Do you make them?
It's my product.
Excellent.
Yes.
Can I see your factory?
Great, yes. I show you around.
Brilliant.
Yes. Okay.
Great.
Yes. Okay.
Wow, I can already smell seafood sticks.
This is my boss. Okay, Santis. Hi.
Sawadika.
He's a Japanese. He's a managing director, Mr. Fukui, Akira Fukui.
Mr. Fukui?
Yes.
Hello, lovely to meet you. Thank you for inviting us in.
And Miss Palani.
Miss
She's
Palani?
a QC manager.
To meet you. Hello, Sawadika.
Yes.
Lovely to meet you.
She will show you around for how to produce the crab sticks. Yes.
Excellent. So you're going to show me how you make these and what goes into them?
You will know today.
Excellent. Great.
You'll be a ninja.
A ninja?
Ninja. Okay.
Right.
You see.
Bonjour, madame. Je cherche du surimi.
Yannick, il y a quelqu'un qui désirait avoir du surimi. S'il vous plaît.
Merci.
Good morning. Bonjour.
Ça va?
I'm Yannick.
Hi, Yannick. How are you?
Nice to meet you. You want to talk about surimi?
Yes, please.
Yes?
I'd like to know how surimi is made.
Yes. This vessel is working in North Atlantic and is catching only one species of fish, which name is northern blue whiting. Surimi base is the fish paste, which is used in the industry of seafood sticks.
So the surimi is the fish paste?
Fish paste, yes. It takes only at the maximum 2 hours to catch the fish in the sea, and then we pump it directly from the sea into the vessel. It arrives here in the two pipes you have here, and it falls directly in the factory.
C'est pour les filets, donc fabrication de filets, là.
It's just the fillets of the fish So it's really the best quality meat of the fish that goes through the process?
Yes, it's a good quality. It's the same family as cod. Because of its small size, this fish wasn't used for human food.
Yeah. So it's the small cousin
before
of a cod.
surimi industry. Before surimi industry.
So it's a big freezer.
Yeah, please.
So this is the finished article.
This is the finished product, as you can see, without impurities, with a white color, and this is what we use for seafood stick production. It's yours.
Take it? Wow.
When you're making surimi specifically, you want to concentrate these good proteins, called the myosin proteins, and you want to actually get rid of these water-soluble proteins.
Why do we want the myosin?
So we want the myosin ones because they are the ones that when we heat them, they are going to actually form a structure that is going to trap all the water inside and is going to give us this kind of gel-like, desirable texture that we have in the final product. So they're the ones that we really want.
Okay.
You can still see some coming out. We want to get rid of as much of that water as possible. Because the more water we get rid of, the more we concentrate those proteins that we want, okay? Normally, this would be done in something like a kind of high-speed spinner, like a centrifuge.
I'm spinning it at a high speed. How fast does your centrifuge go?
Pretty fast.
I'm going fast.
No, it goes a hell of a lot faster.
I'm dizzy, I can't even see it.
So at this point, they would freeze it, and then they would ship it off to the seafood stick factory.
Sawadika! My goodness, so is this what I have to wear?
Yes.
Boy, oh boy. Oh my goodness! It's proper sci-fi.
This is the surimi box. We buy that raw material from our supplier.
What is surimi?
Surimi is fish protein. The process is very full of technology.
It's like a giant fish cake.
The bowl will rotate like this.
Okay.
And the knife will chop.
What did this guy just add into the surimi?
Salt.
So in this big mixer here, we've got surimi, we've got salt. What's he adding now?
This is emulsion. Emulsion is a simple ingredient. It contains soy protein, fat. It can be soybean oil based on the recipe and water. Mix them together. It can help the product more elasticity.
Can I see the flavouring? What's
Yes,
in
of
there?
course. I will. Okay, we show you. ให้ขอดูหน่อยขอดูข้างในหน่อย
What is it in there?
We like to show you. It's salt, sugar, flavor, MSG, flavor enhancer, anything in there. It depends on the recipe.
It's like a giant pasta machine. Have you ever made pasta?
Like prosper.
Yeah, so this is what you're making.
It's just the cooked elastic cheese.
Ah!
After that, rolling.
So the sheets have been grazed with a line, and then they're just being caught by these, and then rolled.
Roll by hand. And this is how we painting. The mixture color will be pumped through the nozzle and painting on film, and then wrap on the surimi sheet, seal with this unit. And then inside we have the router knife to cut down to small range of surimi crab.
Oh, it's pretty chilly in here. Are these ready to eat?
Yes, ready to eat. This is a middle grade, so it's slightly sticky.
It's quite sticky.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably full up on seafood stick if you want to finish mine off. Do you want to finish mine off?
I have this one.
Cup and cup.
Surimi is protein from white fish that's processed, so it's actually very healthy and good for you.
One thing that bothers me with these is the red colour. Why do you think they add that to the outside of it?
I think they add the colour to make it look like a crab.
What exactly is British wine?
It basically just means where it's actually been brewed, where all the ingredients come from and things like that.
British wine is... It says wine of the United Kingdom.
Wine of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It might suggest that this winery has vineyards in maybe Wales or Scotland or something like that, maybe. So this particular bottle is produced and bottled in Norfolk, so that would be their Norfolk vineyard that the grapes are grown in.
Excuse me, sorry. I'm looking for a vineyard. A vineyard.
Yeah. I can really help you out.
Any kind of vineyard or... No? No idea.
Not that I've heard of.
Right, brilliant. Okay, well, thank you for your
I've lived here nearly 70 years.
Hello, who's Sam? You
Hi.
Sam?
Hello. Hello.
How are you? Nice to meet you, Sam.
And you?
Is this your vineyard?
It is, yes.
Right, marvellous. Can you talk me through the grapes then? I've come to see Sam.
Yes. Do you want to come see the vines?
I'd love to.
Brilliant.
I'd love to. Let's go.
Well, we've been here since 1972, so a very long family-run business. But this field here we're walking through now was established in 2000. This
Now that looks beautiful.
is our Cuvée Noir.
Right.
I think that's a sexy bottle.
You're clearly very proud of it.
I love this. This is my favourite packaging, this one. I think it looks great.
I mean, that would stand alongside some of the best champagne, isn't it, in terms of, you know, the look.
It would, yeah, definitely. That's right, yeah. It's got the look, it's got the really nice quality label, it looks smart, and it's a really nice wine inside. So red sparkling, love this one.
Right, good. And how much is that retail?
This one retails at £20.99p.
Okay. So it's quite, you know, it's quite top end, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So I've got a quick question. I've got a bottle of British wine here. Now this is £3.
Wow.
Right? And this is British wine. British wine and English wine.
Completely different. English wine is wine that's grown, made, produced here.
Right.
British wine is from imported grape juice from another country.
It's quite confusing,
I think it is very confusing. A lot of people actually call ours British wine. They don't
Yeah.
understand the difference, quite rightly so. Why would you?
Yeah.
Because everything here is British, isn't it? We're British.
Afternoon. Nice to see you. Hi, Chris. Right, let's get on. So, Chris, how do we spot British wine?
Well, the thing to do is have a look usually at the lower shelves,
Right.
the lower price points, okay?
Okay, right.
You've got, say, Silver Bay, and you turn it round, and there it is, British wine.
Okay.
It's for people who are very, very price conscious, you know, because it is the cheapest range that they've got here. Half the value of this is duty and VAT, easily, maybe more. The actual value of the wine itself is probably pretty low.
So how has it come about, Chris, the fact that we can produce English wine with grapes and yet British wine with concentrate? Because presumably France can't do this.
That's right, yes. There are only 3 countries in Europe I know of that can do that: Poland, England and Ireland. It's a bit of a quirk, really, which occurred when we joined the European Union, because the European Union already had established wine laws which were directed towards producers. We already had a well-established British wine industry, and so that was preserved, if you like, by a special act. We can produce wine, but we mustn't call it just wine. It's got to have a prefix like British or tonic or ginger, pear wine, something like that. You know, that can be made from concentrate.
So British wine doesn't have to have grapes grown in Britain?
That's right. It never has grapes grown in Britain in British wine.
Never?
No.
Speak English? No. No, right, that's good. I'm looking for Nacho. Nacho?
Nacho, jefe, sí.
Yeah?
Sí.
Can I go and see him?
Okay.
Beautiful, thank you. You look a bit like Simon Cowell. You know that? Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. English. Hello. I'm looking for Nacho. Matt.
Nacho, this is Nacho's here.
Nacho. Nacho. Who's Nacho?
This is Carlos. This is Nacho.
Hermano de Nacho, hola.
Hello.
And this is
Nacho.
Nacho, nice to meet you.
Good morning.
And Nacho Jr.
Nacho Jr. Hi, Matt. Nice to meet you.
This is another son involved in the business.
Oh, really? Are you called Nacho as well?
Yes.
You are?
No, yo no.
How does this work? Show me. I can't get that on my head. You break it? Jeez. Really?
Very.
You look like bullfighters.
Yeah. We look like gnomes. So all these tanks contain grape juice?
Grape juice.
Grape juice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grape juice.
Nice.
That's
A lot of it. So it gets collected from all over Spain?
All over La Castilla-La Mancha. La Castilla-La Mancha is the zone in the center of Spain, which is the largest grape growing region in Spain.
Right, okay.
Primera materia viene de los depósitos.
So the raw material comes from the storage tanks.
Esa es la materia, primera materia. So that's
great mass.
Este es el producto final.
And this is the concentrate.
Okay.
This is about 6 times concentration.
Wow.
And it is very sweet.
Wow. Muy dulce. I like that.
Very sweet.
Ah, there it is. Winery. Hello. Hello, I'm Kate.
Hi, I had a call saying you were coming. Hello, and how are you?
Hello. What's your name?
Tom. This is it. All I've got to do is open it.
What is it? What's that?
This is the grape concentrate. That is the grape concentrate that comes, in this case, almost certainly from Spain, because it's a Rioja-style wine. Put it down.
There we
That's
go.
it.
But what is the concentrate?
The concentrate is the original grapes are pressed, The juice is then heated, condensed down, the water is driven off. You're left with a concentrated form of the grape juice. And to reconstitute that, you pass it on to us. We put water back into it to make it back into wine.
So what you're doing in your garage here, lovely little garage, lots of wine, is basically what they do to make a £3 bottle of British wine like this one here.
Yeah.
Right. Very good.
Okay. Here's the British wine. Is this a wine that people would drink in Spain as well?
¿Esto se consumirá aquí en España?
Yo creo que no.
No.
Eh?
Cheers. Cheers.
Yeah. For Spain and for England.
Tastes nice.
I like that.
Well, I like your style.
A lot sweeter.
Sort of almost summer fruits.
So you like the second one that we
The
tasted?
second one's very nice, yes.
It's full of bacteria that causes black rot of cabbages.
It doesn't sound like something I want to have in my food.
Good morning, how can I help you?
I was in the store the other day and I picked up 2 orange juices. I've got a freshly squeezed and I've got an orange juice pure squeezed. I was wondering if you could tell me the difference between the pure squeezed and the freshly squeezed.
No, that's a question.
When are the oranges squeezed?
When are they squeezed?
Yeah.
The orange juice itself doesn't have a huge lifespan on it, so I imagine it will be very soon before it's sent to store.
Do you think the fresh squeezed and pure squeezed are the same thing?
Yeah, I would say so.
What do you mean by fresh?
Well, I mean, it's not horribly decomposing, I guess. You know, it's
Do you know where the oranges were squeezed?
well, actually, it says packed in Spain here.
Packed in Spain. Hola, I'm Kate.
Okay, I'm Gregorio.
Gregorio, hello. So these guys are picking these oranges now. When will this orange be juiced?
This afternoon is in the farm for make the juice, and maybe in 2 days you have the juice.
So maybe we can try. Maybe we can try juicing now,
yes.
yeah? Pretty tough. I'm guessing that this isn't the process in the factory.
Yeah, similar.
That's amazing. And quite different to what you buy in the supermarket.
I don't know, probably because there you need to put something in the juice for wait maybe 1 month or 2 weeks.
There's a difference between pure orange juice or pure squeezed orange juice and freshly squeezed. So if you had a freshly squeezed orange juice, then yeah, that's actually got to be a very short period in between the time it's processed and the actual use by date, i.e. when it has to be consumed by. Pure orange juice, that's just saying there's nothing else added in there. What you're getting is pure orange juice, nothing else.
Hola, I'm Kate.
I'm Roger.
Okay. How come you get a proper hat?
What? Do you like
This
it?
is a proper hat, yes.
Yeah, this is for professionals.
Look at that truck.
Yeah, this is the way in which we unload the fruit. Every single day we process 60 trucks, which correspond to 2 million kilos of fruit.
Wow, jeez, it is noisy.
And here the operators remove the fruits that are not conforming, fruit that are damaged, small pieces of fruit. These fruits are used in the process of animal feed that we have.
Even the rejects. You do something with them. So what happens to the oranges at the end of the conveyor belt?
At that point we separate the juice.
This is the ugly line. Look at the state of that.
They are ugly, yeah. And that one is even worse.
So these oranges can never make it to market.
Yeah, these are not suitable for the market, but they are still good for juice. The orange juice, after the extractors or the juicing process, we have the orange with cells. We separate the cells from the juice. We have a juice. We concentrate the cells in one hand, and then the other the juice, totally cells free. Please smell it. It's great. Here, by centrifugation, we separate the pure essence, which is that.
So that's pure essence?
Yeah,
What is that used for?
Several applications, chemical and in food industry. It is also used in perfume, in cosmetics.
So what's happening here?
Yeah, this is what we call the pasteurization hall. Once we have the juice without cells, we send it to those tanks. If we don't pasteurize well the product, the quality would be reduced very fast.
What I've got here is some orange juice that I squeezed about 10 days ago. And I thought that we could try it. Not one of my finest concoctions.
It's quite fizzy, it's quite sour. It's a disaster in a glass, Rachel.
Now, basically, what's happened as I've left the orange juice, things like yeast and moulds are very likely to be growing in something like this, and that may well be responsible for that fizziness you're picking up, because obviously fermentation by the yeast is going to cause the production of that carbon dioxide.
First thing I notice on the smell is that the aroma is nothing like as intense. It doesn't quite have the zing that the freshly squeezed orange juice has.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you'll find, that as a result of the heat process, you've actually lost some of those very delicate aromatic molecules, and you've got a change in flavour as a result of that.
Come in, please. In those big tanks, we store the juice, and we also remove the oxygen from the juice. We have 80 tanks.
80 tanks?
40,000 tons of storage capacity in total. The manufacturer says that we could leave the juice there for more than 1 year, even 2 years.
So you could keep orange juice in these tanks for 2 whole years?
Yeah, we could.
That's incredible. Ultimately, you can keep that juice fresh, or as good as fresh, for 2 years.
Well, our business is to sell product, not to store it. So we empty the tanks and fill it several times every season. When you add some cells or pulp to the juice, you improve quite a lot the quality.
How much pulp are you putting in, Roger?
3%, less than 3%.
So just a little amount will make a difference. It's quite a strange concept.
This is
putting it back into the juice.
Well, in fact, this is not a miracle. We are reproducing the same that was in the modern nature. There are producers that use Spanish juice, but the cells come from, for instance, Florida. Some buy the cells from Spain, some others from North America, from Brazil. There are different.
And they'll use different percentages. So maybe
they
2%, 3%,
yeah.
4%.
In Asia and China, they like very pulpy juice.
Very pulpy.
Very, yeah.
In China.
China. And this is.
Cheers.
Cheers. The bottlers are our customers. They have their formula.
And each bottler will have their own.
Yeah, have their own
recipe. Even secret recipe.
Secret.
Secret.
Well, the recipe is secret, but you have to put the ingredients. I don't know what my customers do with my cells or my juice. It depends on the final product.
Good afternoon, can I help you?
I was in the store the other day and I picked up 2 bottles of mayonnaise. One of them is a light mayonnaise. It says 60% less fat. But I'm just wondering, well, how they make it, really. How do they make it light or low fat?
I just imagine maybe the quantities of oil, maybe the amount of egg that goes in there would be less. From a sort of technical point of view, I'm not sure how they get the same sort of result.
What's maybe used to make it kind of so thick and so gloopy like the real mayo if it doesn't have the fats?
That's a big question. Basically, they don't add the fat. They just make sure that the saturated fat and all the bad fats, the trans fats, the saturated fats, are all excluded from the formula.
So it's more like diet mayonnaise.
It is, yeah.
But light's just a nicer word, because then men totally wouldn't buy it.
That's the marketing word, isn't it? Yeah.
That is not mayonnaise in my book. So clearly you can't make low-fat mayo at home by taking all the oil out. Come in. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Matt. How are
Nice
you?
to meet you. Very well,
Nice to
thank
meet
you.
you.
I need to know about low-fat mayo.
Right,
Apparently you're the man to tell me.
I probably am the man to tell you. We're actually just about to make some. So what I would like to do is take you down to the factory. Right. We're going to get dressed up into a load of blue outfits and go down there and see how it's made.
Right, let's do it. Where do we go?
Follow me. Come this way. What we're going to do is we're going to go into pre-mix. Yeah. And show you how it's made. We're actually going to make today a reduced calorie mayonnaise. The 3 ingredients Farouk here is going to measure up is guar gum, salt,
right,
standard stuff you get at home, plus xanthan gum.
Right, so guar gum and xanthan gum?
Guar and xanthan, both of them are gums that help bind mayonnaise together. Okay. Okay, that stop it splitting apart.
So that's the magic ingredient that's holding it all together, because when I've made mayonnaise with water and not much oil, it's just a mess. You can pour it out of the bowl. You don't want that.
Yes. I'll add the xanthan. This particular recipe is having just over 5 kilos of it.
Okay.
We're actually taking the oil,
right,
mixing in this stuff very carefully. Okay, and we call it a slurry. And it'll go round until it becomes a very sort of gloopy consistency.
You're making it sound really nice.
Well, it isn't. it will turn into something that's pure white. Well done, Farouk. You're a superstar. We're now in the mixing room. Right. And what we're actually going to do now is start the things. These things
start
here...
the things? Can you put this into layman's terms?
Okay. In layman's terms. What he's going to do now is he's going to suck up this stuff. He's going to open a valve and he's going to suck it all in.
Right.
We're going to leave the machine on for 5 minutes while the xanthan gum does its stuff. The magic moment comes when we open that tap. Product's now ready.
So this is it, this is finished product.
Finished. That is now low-fat mayonnaise. Okay.
Looks more like mayonnaise than...
It does look different to the stuff we put into it. You see how it slips off your finger?
Yeah.
That's the xanthan in there. There's the xanthan strands.
Right.
As life goes on, the product will improve. Okay, this is quite gummy at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
And it will firm up a little bit more.
Right. But it looks like mayonnaise.
Well, it is mayonnaise.
That's lucky, isn't it?
We've succeeded.
So, do you know anything about this xanthan gum? Where it comes from, how it starts life?
No, I wish I did.
Do you?
But I don't.
Right.
Hi, Kate.
Hello, Frank. Hi.
Lovely to meet
Okay, you too. I hear that you're going to tell me all about xanthan gum.
Well, we'll try.
Yeah?
We'll try to do the best we can.
Excellent. Brilliant.
Okay. Would you like to come through? We see a fine white powder. Here we go. A little bit like icing sugar.
And so, like, why is it called xanthan gum? What is xanthan?
It actually comes from the action on sugar. You start off with sugar, a sugar solution, and you add certain types of bacteria to it. And the bacteria produce a coating, and that coating is a film of xanthan gum. And the species is called Xanthomonas campestris.
Where does the bacteria, the xanthan bacteria, actually come from?
Well, it was found originally growing on cabbages.
Cabbages?
On cabbages, in your cabbage patch at home.
Really?
Yep.
You've got a box of bacteria.
Yeah, so in here is the bacteria.
That's just weird.
And the bacteria in here is what secretes something called xanthan gum.
Just what?
It just produces it, it secretes it.
A bit scary.
That's just kitchen towel, I think that's fine.
Oh, it's not the bacteria. Is this honey?
You see there, all of those cabbages in the field? All of those have been contaminated or infected by this particular bacteria.
It's like a cemetery for cabbage.
I know, well, they don't live very well, do they? They are still alive, but they're really suffering as a result of this infection.
So the Xanthan bacteria is a cold-blooded cabbage assassin, right?
Yeah, you could describe it like that, yeah.
Here to see Dr. Vicente.
So this is Dr. Vicente.
Ah, hello, I'm James.
Hello,
Nice to
Joanna
meet you.
Vicente.
How do we get from the bacteria to gum?
We're going to go through all the process today.
I'm excited. Okay.
Could be done here, could be
on here.
It will probably take.
Or the cabbages one. It's like death row for the Xanthan bacteria. Can you centrifuge me?
You would have to rotate it very, very fast.
Okay, go for it.
These are the bacterial cells, the
So
white
this
cells.
white is the bacteria. Oh, wow, and this is the bacteria in the tube. So it almost looks like there's a gel emerging within the solution.
And the gum will all concentrate over time. It will reduce and be more concentrated.
Wow, so this is the Xanthan gum. Wow, it has the kind of dense, spongy. So something that called a black rot bacteria doesn't sound like something I want to have in my food.
This pathogen causes a disease on plants. It doesn't harm us in any way. And what people eat is a product of this bacteria. They don't even eat the bacteria itself.
Not that much. Try again.
Spoonful of mayonnaise. I'll just take a little bit. That just tasted like I just had a kind of spoonful of fat,
Okay.
basically, but it's not. Bless those cabbages, eh?
Absolutely.
Later, we find out what really makes sweets taste of strawberries.
How do you get the strawberry flavour into the sweets?
But first, tomato sandwiches. Now, whenever I make tomato sandwiches at home, they always go soggy really quickly. But supermarket sarnies rarely seem affected by this problem. So what are the sandwich manufacturers doing that we're not?
Hello, how can I help you today?
I just wondered, how do you put tomato in sandwiches and stop the bread from going soggy?
Don't know exactly. The thing is, they do keep them refrigerated until purchase, and it might be that the refrigerators are colder than the ones that you have at home.
I got one of your sandwiches here. I'm intrigued as to why the tomatoes don't make the bread go soggy.
I found they are vine-ripened tomatoes.
They're vine-ripened tomatoes. So I was wondering if they dry them out or something, because they're very, very dry.
How on earth has the bread stayed dry?
Usually what I have to do is I have to cut out the middle bit with all the juicy bits in and put like the outside of the tomato in it, if you see what I mean. And that's the only way I know how not to make the bread soggy.
Do you use a particular type of tomato, or is there something special about the tomato to stop the bread from going soggy?
I don't know. I really don't know.
The customer helplines we called all seem to have a different theory on this one. Kate's heading to a sandwich factory in Essex, and she's determined to get to the bottom of this soggy sarnie problem.
Good afternoon, Kate.
Hi, hello.
Welcome to Rainer Foods.
How
My
are you
name's
doing?
Tom Holland. I'm the technical manager.
Okay, brilliant.
I'm doing well. And yourself?
Yeah, good. So, are you going to show me how you make sandwiches?
I am. I'm going to show you how not to make a soggy sandwich.
Okay.
Tom here is Rainer's chief food technologist, and he actually dreams up the recipes for all their sandwiches. So he should know how to stop them going soggy. Before Tom and Kate can go on the lines, there's a strict hygiene regime to take care of.
It's ultra hygienic, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We deliver to hospitals and supply hospitals.
So you supply to hospitals. Who else do you supply to?
We also supply to the royal household at Buckingham Palace and
So
the
you
houses.
actually supply sandwiches to the Queen?
We do supply sandwiches.
That's amazing. Do you know whether she's actually eaten your sandwiches?
I'd like to think that she has.
Surely Her Majesty wouldn't stand for soggy sandwiches, would she? The sandwich making all happens in a sealed, hygienic chamber, and today the factory's producing a massive run of BLTs.
Let me show you how we cut them.
Okay, lead the way.
This is the sonic cutter. The sandwiches pass through the machine, yeah? This line's important because they align the sandwiches, the crust, against the line. So all stacked up on the diagonal. By having a solid blade that's made out of titanium, it doesn't break. You get a lovely, even cut. It can cut through all the bacon and all the other meats and everything, which sometimes you might find hard to do it.
The blade on this sonic cutter vibrates at an extremely high frequency, at around 20,000 times a second. The sound waves this vibration creates are concentrated along the leading edge of the blade, ensuring a perfect cut. This factory clearly goes to great lengths to provide a good-looking sandwich.
Bread goes through the buttering machine.
Yeah, okay.
So it gets buttered.
Right, so you can see that this is like the perfect application of margarine, isn't it?
Yeah, should be around 3 grams, because that stops moisture migration. So you've got toppings that have a lot of water in it, and that prevents some of the liquid seeping.
So it looks like the solution to soggy sandwiches is clever spreading of margarine and layering of ingredients. But when I do this at home, the bread still goes soggy. So what's their secret?
How do you put a tomato on a sandwich like this and stop the bread from going soggy?
It's to do with the breed. These are an intense tomato. They've got a very, very strong cell wall around here, and that stops moisture from leaking out of the tomato into the sandwich. So just by changing onto these new type of tomatoes, we eliminated the soggy sandwich complaints. Show you these in better detail.
Tom's got a tray of intense tomatoes from the cold store, along with some standard ones.
So these are normal tomatoes that you'd pick up in the supermarket.
And these are normal tomatoes, as I know them, juicy tomatoes.
Very juicy.
So this looks really fleshy and wet in the middle.
Yeah, that's all the moisture which leaks out into the sandwich. In there, already lots of water coming through.
What a mess. What a soggy bit of bread.
Now, these have only been draining for 5 minutes, but can you see how much water's already gathering in the bottom?
Just 5 minutes?
Just for 5 minutes, and you're getting that much water, and it will carry on. You can see it's still dripping down. And if we compare it to the intense one, there's nothing in there.
Absolutely not a drop. How long have they been in that tray?
These have been in here probably around half an hour, 40 minutes before we went down.
Really?
Yeah.
So what have they done to these tomatoes to remove all the water? Apparently, the answer lies in Holland. Holland is one of Europe's biggest suppliers of fresh fruit and vegetables. Kate's visiting Nunham's, a developer of vegetable seeds, and this is no ordinary greenhouse.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Are you Paul?
I'm Paul.
Brilliant.
You're Kate?
I'm Kate.
I was expecting you.
Excellent. Got to squeeze my tutu into a suit.
Yes, it's a moon suit. So.
Wow, look at this. It's like a cross between a space station and an allotment.
In a way it is, in a way it is. There's old plants, young plants, all different stages, and that kind of reflects how a breeding program is looking.
The intense tomato looks like any regular plum tomato, but there's more to it than meets the eye.
Okay, so the intense tomato comes from here.
The material in which we found the intense trait was very wild. So that does mean, if you look here at these tomatoes, they all look like tomatoes. But that wild thing, which we found, well, was hardly recognizable as a tomato.
To create the intense tomato, Paul and his team cross-pollinated 2 different varieties of tomato plant. A wild one, which produced tomatoes with few seeds and little juice, and one with a rich red colour.
So can we actually see crossbreeding in action?
We can. Let's go over there.
Great.
The exact source of the wild tomato plant they used is top secret. But how does this cross-pollination actually work?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Kate.
I'm Rini.
Hi, Rennie. So you're going to show us how to crossbreed an intense.
Yeah.
So what she's going to do is, she's taking a flower, have a look. She's taking out, because in this flower you see female and male parts, but to be sure that we make a cross, we take out the male parts.
Tomatoes, like many plants, have male and female flowers, so can pollinate themselves. But these guys trick their plants into taking pollen from another variety. With the help of a vibrating electric toothbrush, the pollen is first gently coaxed out of the plant.
So we bring the pollen to this flower where we have detached all the male parts, and we take care that the pollen hits the female flower. So we make the pollination. And in this way, we actually make the cross between this female plant and that plant as a male.
This technique is used to create a new breed of plant with the exact characteristics they want. Scientists then analyse the young plant's DNA in their lab to check that the intense gene has successfully come through.
Hello, are you Paul?
Hello.
Hi, I'm
Yes.
Kate.
As head of the lab, Paul's job is to constantly monitor the plant's DNA. The breeders need to do this to ensure the plants retain their desired characteristics and to replace the plants that have failed to cross-pollinate.
Is this anything to do with genetic modification?
No, not at all. This is basically making use of molecular biology tools, ensuring that a breeder can work more efficient, with less costs. Doesn't have anything to do with genetically modification.
Genetically modified food's DNA has been changed by genetic engineering to give it new properties. As cross-pollination is a natural process, the intense tomato is not classified as GM.
So the seeds themselves, they must be pretty expensive.
They are quite expensive, yes. So 1 gram of gold, for instance, costs £40, something like that. And 1 gram of tomato seeds, they cost nearly £100 sterling, I think.
Wow, so these seeds are almost pretty much 2.5 times the cost of gold.
At that price, it's no surprise that this company's rather secretive about the intense tomato plant.
So you can't tell me which 2 plants are used to crossbreed and create the intense?
No, exactly. I cannot say that. That's a secret in the company.
Come on, Paul.
Yeah, that's true. That's how it is. That's how it is.
We're old friends. We've been chatting all day. No need to keep secrets.
Right.
The only people who can move seeds and plants out of the high-security facility are the company's specialist transport teams, who take them direct to the growers, which is where Kate's heading now. At over 30,000 square metres, this greenhouse is so vast that there's only one sensible way of getting around.
Hi, are you Cornet?
Yes.
Hello, my name's Kate. Hi, great to meet you.
Boss Cornet is the guy who was responsible for Holland's first intense tomato crop.
So how many tomatoes do you grow in this greenhouse?
600,000 tomatoes.
And where do they go?
The tomatoes go to England, to Germany, to Spain, Russia.
If Cornet is able to maintain a crop of 600,000 a week, that equals over 20 million tomatoes across their growing season. Cornet's workers could never pollinate all these tomato plants by hand.
Look at these tomatoes.
So they asked Mother Nature to help out.
What's in your box? Oh my goodness. They are very, very angry bees.
Double bees out and make tomatoes.
The bumblebees come out, they pollinate the flower,
Yeah.
and then you get a tomato.
Yeah.
So in 8 weeks, this is ready.
Yeah.
And it's ripe.
Yeah, hij is rijp.
Can I eat it? Okay. No juice. Spitting out. But it tastes very like a tomato. I mean, it's got great flavour.
As well as being almost juiceless, the intense tomato has been specially bred to be full of flavour too.
If we give that a squeeze, let's see if any juice actually comes out of it. Look at that. Just 1 or 2 drops of juice, and then its innards plop out.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm all for the end of soggy sandwiches and a nice dry cheese and tomato sandwich wherever you go in the world.
Yes.
I think we can go down now.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, baby tomatoes.
Strawberry flavour is one of the most popular across a whole range of foods. But how many strawberries really end up in all these products?
Good afternoon, how can I help you?
Hi there. I've got a quick question. I've been buying your skinny strawberry milkshake dessert recently, and it's delicious and it's bursting with strawberries. I'm just wondering, there's actually strawberries in it though, right?
Let me check.
I have just bought a packet of your strawberry laces.
Okay.
The flavour of strawberry is just so intense. I just thought, gosh, they must put a lot of strawberries into those strawberry laces.
Doesn't look as though they actually have any strawberries in them at all. We've got some apple, pumpkin, radish and tomato, which is entirely odd.
So there's actually no strawberry in my strawberry lace?
Strawberry lace, how bizarre is that? Oh, here we go. Natural strawberries, yes.
Actual strawberries?
Yep.
Oh, right. Does it say how many?
No.
It seems there are very different ways of flavouring strawberry products. So how does the food industry create such consistently intense strawberry flavours? To find this out, I'm in Kent to meet one of the UK's most experienced strawberry farmers.
Morning. Peter?
Good morning, yes.
Hello, Peter. Matt. Nice to
Very
meet you.
pleased to meet you,
Nice
Matt.
to meet you. So you're in charge of the strawberry operations here?
I'm not exactly in charge of the whole operation.
But you know a lot about
was
it.
years ago, but I retired and focus now entirely on breeding and developing new varieties of strawberries.
Excellent.
And we've been doing that as a company for approximately 150 years.
Oh, right.
One of Peter Vincent's strawberries was developed over 25 years for the best possible taste, so he knows a lot about how the flavours in this fruit work.
What variety is this then?
So this is the variety Sweetie.
Can we try some of these?
You pick that one in front of you.
Then. Very nice.
So that, I would say, is the true strawberry flavour. The most important part of the components of flavour are what are called volatiles. It's just what bursts out of the fruit in terms of little tiny droplets of juice onto the back of the tongue. It is these important components of flavour which give the total eating experience.
All foods are made up of various chemicals, some of which, the volatiles, are responsible for flavour and aroma. Strawberries have a high number of volatiles, with over 300 found in each fruit. Most apples, for example, only have around 30. It's these volatiles that give strawberries their surprisingly complex taste. So how do they squeeze all this strawberry flavour into something like a sweet? Martin's in Newcastle in search of some answers. And what better place to start than one of the UK's biggest sweet factories, Nestle.
Rob, hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Martin.
So you're Mr. Fruit Pastel.
I am indeed.
Martin's determined to find out how they pack so much flavour into their strawberry fruit pastels.
First thing that we need to do is we'll take you through a health and safety induction.
And is the health and safety, is that just teach you how to eat the sweets in a safe manner?
No, it's nothing to do with eating sweets.
Before Martin can get anywhere near the fruit pastels, he has to go through a rigorous health and safety seminar.
You open it up and then put it on, covering all of your hair, tucking any hair in, which you'll need, including your ears also. Okay? So front and back, and check that it's all in. And it's one of the areas that you will be challenged if there's hair sticking out. So the hairnet.
So I've got to get every piece of hair?
Every piece of hair. That's a bit of a fail at the moment. You've got...
You could challenge me?
I'd certainly challenge you. I'm reluctant to touch too much. Good job.
This factory makes millions of fruit pastels a year, and the strawberry-flavoured sweets are one of the nation's favourites.
How do you get the strawberry flavour into the sweets?
All of the strawberry flavour you get, it's not from a full strawberry, but it's from a combination of strawberry oils, and natural flavours, plus the natural strawberry juice.
So what different flavours do you get of the pastels?
3 of them citrus, lemon, orange and lime. 2 of them are berry flavours.
So they're the most popular 2, and then the citrus ones are a bit hit or miss?
I think it's probably fair to say that the favourite overall are the berry sweets, the strawberry and the blackcurrant.
Despite all the real fruit juice they put into the strawberry pastels, they still have to give the flavours a bit of a boost.
So we have strawberry flavouring liquid here?
Yes.
How is that made?
It's quite difficult to get a strawberry flavour which is effective in a sweet and is comprised just of strawberry flavours. So what we're allowed to do through legislation is to pull together a range of different flavour extracts, and then they are made together in a form of cocktail.
These flavour cocktails are needed because even concentrated strawberries don't give the intense enough flavour we demand from strawberry-flavoured foods. OK, Martin, that's enough strawberry pastels for now. Martin? Martin! So how do you actually make one of these flavour cocktails? Kate's in Ipswich to find out. Our meagre ingredients create flavours for the food and drink industries.
This way.
Hello.
Kate, Steve, nice to see you.
Boss Steve Pearce is a biochemist with over 30 years' experience in the business.
Put on a lab coat. Here we've got lots of natural extracts of fruit.
Just looking at some of these, you've got chilli extract
Bird's eye
there,
chilli, yeah.
peach, mango, lettuce.
A lettuce concentrate.
It seems like Steve's got every flavour under the sun here, but Kate's only interested in one.
Can we try to make a strawberry flavouring ourselves? I mean, what actually goes into a strawberry flavouring?
Yeah, easily 200-300 different components could go into that if we were going to really accurately mimic it. But we could make something very strawberry-like with just 5 key materials.
These compounds are not necessarily found in a fruit pastel, but are natural flavours. They've been extracted from plants or food through biochemistry, not created artificially in a lab.
OK, this product here, so this is what it smells like, first of all.
Kind of sweet.
Sweet, good. Simple name is furaniol. This is quite a complex material, and it's actually made by cooking sugar.
Surprisingly, furaniol occurs naturally in cooked beef.
What do you think of that?
Oh! I can't quite identify it. It almost smells like a greenhouse.
Greenhouse, how about Newman grass? Something like that, OK.
Cis-3-hexanol is distilled from peppermint oils by boiling them.
This is a material that you would commonly find in butter, let's say. So ethyl butyrate, very creamy.
Ethyl butyrate has a sweet, fruity flavour and is made through the fermentation of dairy products.
Ooh. What does it smell like to you?
If we were describing it, we would say it was pungent, maybe slightly acidic. So this is a lactone. This is actually made by fermentation of castor oil. So this is actually a signature compound in things like peach.
Finally, 2-methylbutric acid has sour, fruity notes, and this chemical occurs naturally in beer and tobacco.
So pop that on there. There you go. A bit of magic stirring.
What is very surprising is the fact that of all of the ingredients we've put in so far, actually none of them smell like a strawberry.
Right.
So I'd never want to take a sip of that.
No, I don't advise that at all.
This blend isn't used in every strawberry-flavoured food. Some contain actual strawberries. But how does it affect the flavour of natural yoghurt?
A few drops.
Done?
Yep, that'll do. OK, so try some yoghurt and see if we get strawberry flavour.
That tastes of strawberries.
Yeah, it does.
That's the beginnings of a
There you
very,
go.
very
Okay.
good strawberry yogurt.
Yeah.
So that's essentially, I mean, that's much cheaper than 10 strawberries would ever
Yes.
be, isn't it?
It's a lot easier. You can get it any time of the year. You don't have to grow your strawberries, transport them, process them, worrying about them being squished.
So, although natural strawberry flavour may sometimes contain strawberries, it doesn't actually need to contain any. It can be made up of chemicals from other natural sources, which also allow food manufacturers to make far more strawberry flavoured products than there are strawberries. Later, I go to Sweden to discover how to smoke a sausage.
That's really nasty.
But first, how much cream is in my ice cream? Now, in my world, ice cream is a whipped mix of egg yolks, sugar, milk and cream. But what am I getting when I buy it off the shelf?
I picked up some of your ice cream the other day, and I was wondering how much cream is in my ice cream.
It's called ice cream, so there must be cream in there.
Would you be able to tell me that?
I wouldn't know, actually. Right, just bear with me a second. The creaminess is coming from milk. You make ice cream with milk.
You're saying that actually all ice cream should have a bit of it, even if it is made from milk.
It would be allowed to be called ice cream if it didn't have cream in it.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
OK. All right, thank you very much. Thanks, bye-bye.
So the customer helpline seemed to think you do need cream in order to make ice cream. To find out how much you need, and to have a little taste, of course, I'm in Somerset at an award-winning ice cream maker.
Excuse me, are you David?
Yes.
Hello, David.
Matt, I presume.
It is Matt. They said that you'd be in your office. Is this your office?
Oh, very often it is, yes. Come on then, Matt. Come on in here. This is supposed to keep the flies out.
Right, it's hot.
David Baker here is an ice cream purist, perfecting his recipes over the last 24 years.
This is what we do for rum and raisin.
Jeez.
It's Californian raisins.
Ooh, smell
with
that.
Malaga and white Jamaican rum, and we soak them for a week.
It smells fab here. Oh, lovely. You're really excited about your
Yeah, I love it.
Have you always been excited? Have you always been into ice cream? Is this like a childhood thing?
No, I suddenly discovered it.
Do you eat a lot of ice cream?
Yes.
And so would I with all these flavours. But I'm here to see what David actually puts in his ice cream.
This is where we make it. There is, over here is where the raw milk comes in from the cows.
OK.
We actually go and pick it up from the cows.
Right.
Would you like to push that switch there?
This one here?
Yeah.
No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of milk.
No.
I'm a grown-up. It's a beautiful colour, isn't it?
It's a superb colour. Now,
Can I try it?
Yeah, you try it.
And this is
Quite
raw milk, right?
yeah.
Look at the thickness of it.
Yes.
The viscosity.
Oh, we're getting technical now.
It's like eating single cream.
Yes.
So it's like... So you're still adding cream to this ice cream, even though this is
All this
incredibly creamy.
All those buckets are double cream,
Wow.
and they will be all poured into here.
Really?
Yes.
Lord. OK.
So if David uses lashings of cream, 14% exactly, how can other ice creams seemingly use no cream?
So how can that be ice cream?
Well, there's two types of ice cream in the country.
Right.
You have the dairy ice cream, which has to have the cream and milk.
OK.
And you have the regular ice cream.
Right. Difference being?
The regular ice cream can have its fat come from anywhere.
So it doesn't have to have milk or cream in it?
No.
And you can still call it ice cream?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It's just got to have a certain percentage of fat.
And that can be any old fat?
Yes. And
wow.
It comes from the war days.
Right.
When they got very, very short of food and such like, and they wanted to still be making ice cream.
Right.
And they could get hold of the fats, but they couldn't get the milk.
Right.
So they started making ice cream in that way.
So how would you make an ice cream without any fresh cream or milk?
Well, it's not done around here. You'll have to go elsewhere, not here.
Right. OK. Thank you very much.
Lovely
Nice
seeing you.
See you.
Ooh, sorry about that, David. I didn't mean to cause offence. So with my marching orders, I'm off to a place that knows its vegetable fat from its dairy fat, a company that supplies ingredients to the ice cream industry in Leeds.
Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
I need to see some ingredients.
Fantastic.
Various ice cream ingredients. That's what you do here, isn't
Certainly
it?
is.
Okay,
Let me show you.
Beautiful.
And here we are.
Big warehouse.
It's a big warehouse, yeah.
This warehouse is like a toy store for ice cream makers, with everything you could possibly wish for to make ice cream, including the ingredients you need to make a no-cream ice cream.
So here we got the fat.
Yeah, this is the vegetable fat that's used within ice cream, or one of them that's used within ice cream.
So what type of oil is this?
This is hardened palm kernel oil.
So Tom, why would you use vegetable fat over a dairy fat in ice cream?
The vegetable fat gives sometimes can give a cost advantage, and therefore can be used in some of the economy-style ice creams that you may see in the multiples.
Right.
But giving the consumer that degree of choice.
So the customer helplines were wrong. You don't have to use cream to make ice cream. Non-dairy fats are easier to store and usually cheaper to produce, as you don't need Daisy the cow. To try and actually see how this vegetable fat ice cream is made, I'm attempting to get access to some of the big players in the market who I know use this process.
I was wondering if it's possible to come along and see how you make the vegetable fat ice cream.
But I'm getting nowhere fast.
OK, thank you. Bye-bye.
OK, thank you. Bye.
They're either coming back with no's or they're being a bit elusive and not returning my call. So I'm not really sure where to go. There's something they don't want me to see.
So the big boys won't let me into their factories, but there is a man in Reading who just might be able to help. I've come to the university's food science faculty where I want to see how you can possibly make ice cream from vegetable fat.
Wow. Hello, mate. You Alistair?
Hello there. I'm Alistair, yes.
Excellent.
Alistair Grandison.
Excellent.
How do you
Sorry,
do?
creeping in your lab. Nice to meet you.
That's right.
Alistair's lab may have a vintage feel about it, but in here he's got all the gadgets to mimic on a small scale pretty much anything the food industry can mass produce.
OK. Right, Alistair, let's crack on and make this ice cream.
We're going to use this, which is a coconut oil or fat.
What properties are you looking for? Are you looking to replicate that butter?
Absolutely.
Quality?
The fat derived from milk has particular melting properties. And you have to mimic this in the fat you're using in the ice cream. If you actually taste a bit of that, it melts in your mouth. It won't taste very much at all because it doesn't have much other flavour in there. But it melts.
It's got that melting.
It's oiling off on your skin, essentially.
It's a bit tasteless, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely tasteless.
Right, so how can you possibly turn this tasteless fat into something delicious?
These are the main ingredients.
And this is just specifically for veg fat?
No, this is for any ice cream.
For all ice cream?
Yeah.
First in goes the water, which in this case makes up 67% of the ice cream. Next, the milk powder. UK law dictates that any ice cream must contain no less than 2.5% milk proteins.
Sugar in there and the emulsifiers.
Right, it smells quite eggy, doesn't it?
Now it's the turn of the fat. Legally, ice cream must contain a minimum of 5% fat. This can be dairy or, as in this case, vegetable.
So the fat's gone in now?
Yep.
What's going to happen to it then?
Yeah, well, it will melt. We're also giving it a high shear mix, which has the effect of homogenising it. And you would do the same with a dairy ice cream as well, because you want to break down the fat into small globules, and that helps hold the air in the ice cream when you come to freeze it later on.
So after the mix cools, it goes into an ice cream mixer, which whips a whole load of air into it and freezes it, giving us ice cream.
It's looking really nice. It's smelling really good.
My frozen vegetable fat cone is allowed to be called ice cream, even though it has no cream in it. But do we as consumers understand that some of our ice creams are made with frozen vegetable fat? James and Martin are at the seaside, testing some discerning taste buds.
Nice sunny day at the beach, nice cold snack. Have you got any allergies?
What do you think goes into making vanilla ice cream?
I'd say milk.
Cream.
Cream? Yep.
Cream. And ice.
It's all made with frozen vegetable oil.
Oh, really?
Doesn't actually contain any cream in it whatsoever.
Oh my
What do you think of that?
Are you joking?
I don't really believe you. So I naturally assume when the word ice cream meant that there was a cream element. Oh. But I know it's really nice. That's all I know.
I don't think it's bothered you too much, huh?
Back at Reading University, my vegetable fat ice cream is ready for me to get my chops around.
Could I just ask you to hold that to someone? Oh, no, I can't really, can I?
But Alistair's got a surprise for me. He's also made a dairy fat ice cream. So, can I tell the difference?
2 ice creams.
Right, beautiful. That one looks a little bit darker.
It is, yes, I would say it probably is, yeah.
Very nice. But I would say that one is the dairy. And that
Correct.
one... Is that right?
Correct, yeah, that's dairy.
But they're both very nice, and I have to say I was expecting this to be a lot fattier than it is. But it's really nice, actually. Not much in it. You can have that one.
Yeah, thanks.
But there's not that much in it, is there?
No, there certainly isn't. Yeah.
So, there you go. The only way you can guarantee your ice cream has dairy cream in it is to buy the tubs labelled dairy ice cream. Otherwise, you may well be eating frozen vegetable fat. But one thing's for sure, both have fat. There's a huge amount of products with a smoky flavour in our shops, but have they all seen smoke from fire?
I was wondering if you could tell me how do you actually smoke cheese?
Oh, that's a good question. I know how to smoke fish and things like that. You know, it's hung in some sort of wooden sort of thing and smoked.
Do they use smoke across fish and crisps and sausages?
I believe so.
I saw that it had smoked butter in it, and I was just wondering what smoked butter was.
I'd imagine, like, because you know, they do smoke, you know, like the smoked kippers, and that would be the answer. I think that's just what they do with the butter.
Really? So the butter has been kippered? How do they do that? I don't think Martin's got the answers either. To try and get to the bottom of our smoked food processes, I'm in Grimsby, a town with a long reputation for traditional smoked fish. And Sea Chill are one of the UK's largest producers of smoked haddock. Production manager Glenn Matthews is here to show me the ropes. This factory makes what is officially defined as traditional Grimsby smoked fish.
Okay.
That's pretty strong.
It is a strong smell. Here you go.
Right, OK, so that's the fire pit.
Yeah.
I can't see any flames.
What we're looking for is the smouldering effect.
Right.
Just so there's enough air that's penetrating in there, just to give us that smoke to travel through the fish.
Smouldering sawdust causes the smoke, which drags up through the fish stacked higher in the chimney.
So basically what they're doing is passing the rods all the way up to the top, and obviously getting lower and lower and lower all the time.
This really is quite incredible to say. I don't know any other industry that does this.
This is 100 years of tradition, and that's why, you know, the product is sold as traditional smoked haddock.
You remind me of, like, miners.
Yeah, you could say
Fish
that.
mining.
You could say it's like mining.
In a neighbouring chimney, some smoked haddock is nearly finished.
And here's your traditional smokehouse. What you've got?
It?
Yeah, that's it. That's the fish on the rods. It's quite strong.
Yeah, we get wafts of this. It's quite overpowering. You stick your face in it.
And that smoke is rising throughout the fish, up to the top and out the traps.
This is brilliant. It's like treacle, isn't it?
It is.
Very tacky.
It is.
This is the years and years of smoking.
I mean, this is basically sort of 80, 90 years of smoking.
Right.
We're absolutely convinced that the secret ingredient is this tar that's penetrating the fish.
Right.
The smoking is done overnight for at least 8 hours, and then the fish are gently cooled before packing. This traditional technique is labelled on our products as smoked, but some products are labelled with smoke flavoured. So what's the difference?
Do you think smoke flavouring is the same as smoking?
I don't know. I never really thought about it. I suppose it would be the same, but then how would you kind of smoke a crisp?
Do you think that there might actually be, like, smoke that goes into the flavouring?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, to be honest.
And what is a smoke flavouring? How's that made and what is it?
Well, I wouldn't be able to give you the full list because it is part of a secret ingredient. Just bear with me 1 second.
Thank you. Ooh, she's not so friendly.
To try and find the answers, we called a range of large smoked food manufacturers in the UK, but none of the ones we contacted would let us film. Fortunately, there's a factory in Sweden who are keen to show us how they make their smoked sausages. Smoked sausage is big business in Sweden. The smokier, the better. Sten Sakra Charcuterie and Deli produce 29 varieties of sausage and specialise in smoky sausage. But I can't see any chimneys here, so how do they smoke their sausage?
I was wondering if I could have a look around, if that's all right.
Yes, we must change clothes.
Jackets,
yes.
hands.
Yep.
I know the score.
So, after that warm Scandinavian welcome, it's straight into the factory.
Okay, and this is where you smoke?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, okay. So how long do they go in there for?
This is where Peter takes over.
Oh, right. Okay.
About the smoking, how long does it go into the smoke?
Normally the total process in the smokehouse is around 1.5 to 2 hours.
That's a lot less time than the traditional fish smokehouse in Grimsby, allowing this factory to produce quicker. but I can't see any fires. So how are they smoking their products here?
Wow, is that it?
Here, on both sides, you have the nozzle where the smoke comes.
That's it, is it?
These are the pipes coming from the system. The small pipe is with the liquid and the big pipe is with the air. So the smoke comes out here. So now the smoke house will start the circulation.
Right.
And the system will prepare for smoking.
And that's it.
You always see how it's going around in here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a natural, there's nothing added to the smoke, only water. We need water to condense the smoke into, but there's nothing added to the smoke. It's a natural product.
So this is a liquid smoke, which is apparently all natural. But how on earth do you make a liquid smoke? James and Martin are hoping food scientist Rachel Edwards-Stewart will be able to explain.
So what actually is smoke? Please.
Well, smoke actually contains thousands of different compounds. And you get a lot of things that are produced as you burn the wood chips. And you get a lot of gases produced, you get a lot of oils that might vaporise as well with the heat. But you also get a lot of water vapour actually in smoke.
You sure you get water in smoke?
But it's a gas.
I know.
I think we'll agree to disagree on this one.
Well, just wait and then we'll see if you will now agree. What we're going to try and do is capture all of this smoke containing the water vapour into this glass that I put in a beaker of ice here. And basically, as it reaches the bottom of the glass, the very cold temperatures will cause all of those gases, including the water vapour, to liquefy back.
As soon as the smoke comes into contact with the ice glass, it condenses and so becomes a liquid.
That is liquid smoke. We've actually made liquid smoke.
We have indeed. Wow. Okay,
This is one of the ways the food industry makes liquid smoke.
About a teaspoonful.
Let's see, smell that, see what you think.
It smells like a burning powder chip.
Yeah?
With Guy Fawkes on top.
In Sweden, I'm getting a more unconventional look at another way to make liquid smoke. Peter is keen to explain that the liquid really is smoke.
See, it's not really living in a bottle. Yeah. Smoke in a bottle.
Yeah. It's like it's some sort of magic need a little cloth.
It takes forever to make it draw a concentrated smoke.
Yeah, and a hell of a pair of lungs.
Yeah. But that's what it is.
And that's it, and then it gets absorbed.
Now the smoke is absorbed.
See. Okay, so that's a very basic. It's also taking a tint. If you look at that,
yeah, you see
the colour is turning ever so slightly
so
nicotine
what we're doing in the manufacturing is that we are cooling it down at the same time.
Right.
Because the smoke is humid.
Yeah.
So by taking it down, the smoke will still start to condense out. So.
Right. And that's what they do, keep pumping smoke through the water and stirring.
Is smoked water.
Right. So, oh.
Now you can drink some Lucky Strike.
I was going to...
Cheers.
That's really nasty.
I
don't know why I did that.
Peter's liquid smoke is made from burning sawdust, not cigarettes, and is concentrated before shipping off to food producers.
Yeah,
so that is liquid.
This is in the concentrate form, so it's when you smell it, it's smelling very strong.
Yeah, it is.
1 kilo of liquid smoke is replacing 5 kilo of sawdust, so that's why you see it's concentrated. So.
And is it edible or not?
Sure, it's edible, but now
very
we have
strong.
it concentrated. It's but you can for sure do it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you will get a brown finger tongue after a while.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty punchy. Yeah?
Liquid smoke is widely used in smoked-flavoured foods, but is not used in every smoked-flavoured product.
Can you do the same with, I don't know, crisps? Could you do the same with sauces and things like that?
Yeah.
Or is it a different process?
Now, when you talk about sauces, then we talk about smoke flavoring, because then you don't smoke a sauce, you're adding it.
Okay.
Then you will add a different kind of products from us, which is made for flavorings.
Right.
This technique uses chemicals to give a product a great smoky flavour, but is also allowed to be labelled as smoked flavoured. The same as liquid smoke, leading to quite a bit of confusion as to what's really what in the smoky world. So at the moment, the law states that you have to say this is smoked flavour?
Yeah, it's a kind of grey area because then some will label smoked flavour, but they will add in the end smoked. The word smoked flavour is not the best way informing the customer because it is smoked when we're doing this way we're doing it here.
So, to put it simply, the guidelines around smoked foods say that products labelled as smoked are traditionally smoked with smoke. Products smoked using liquid smoke have to be labelled as smoked flavoured. And products smoked with chemicals can also be labelled as smoked flavoured. Got it? Simple. Anyone got any crisps?